You hear when the speaker goes off?
Yeah.
Congress negotiation.
Yeah.
Russia during the campaign. The president tweeting Cohen is lying to reduce his jail time and mentions his father-in-law.
Cohen will testify before lawmakers again next month in what should be a Washington circus.
Should be a Washington.
White House. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will be meeting with former North Korean spy chief Kim Yong-chol today for talks aimed at finalizing a second summit between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. He may visit the White House where he can meet with the president. This is Fox News.
There's nothing small about your business. Your passion, your hours, your reputation, it's all huge. Your partnerships, even bigger. With Dell Small Business Technology Advisors, you'll get the tech, advice, and one-on-one partnership to help your business grow. Because with reliable Dell PCs with Intel Core processors, you can focus on what matters most, getting business done. Call 877-BUY-DELL to speak with an advisor today. That's 877-BUY-DELL.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's has the fixtures and the savings to get the job done right. Working on a big bath project? Now you can get up to 35% off select bath faucets, and you can even save up to 20% on select toilets. Plus, order what you need online and pick it up in store. See LowesForPros.com for details. So, Pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 3/1 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. U.S. only.
Let's talk about K&H Home Solutions. You know what I love about them? They have a deal right now where you can make your own deal. That's right. Ask for a discount. Ask for 2 for 1 when it comes for windows. I don't care. Ask for 3 for 1. You know what? You might be saying, well, Tom, why don't I just ask for free? Because it's ridiculous. Ask for what you think you might get. Here's why. If they're slow, they may give you the deal of a lifetime. If they're really busy, they may not take your offer, but make a counter offer. The worst that can happen is nothing. So make your offer. What a cool idea. You know, it's like Priceline did with flying. Well, here's the thing. You email K&H Home Solutions for windows, siding, and doors. You email them, mydeal@khwindows.com, mydeal@khwindows.com, or go to their website, khwindows.com, for details.
It's usually a mistake, both financially and as a use of your time, but you don't know where to turn for help. Hey, it's Ross, and if that describes you, please talk to my friend.
You wanted that from yesterday, I guess, if it gets slow here about cell phone laws or cell phones in Colorado.
And do all the work requiring and customizing the vehicle that would normally take you away from running your business. Learn more today at alliance.lease. That's alliance.lease. Alliance Leasing is your key to the perfect fleet. Two things happen when you get a DUI. A criminal charge and a civil proceeding against your license. Get an experienced, aggressive attorney who can help you in both areas. Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200. That's 429-6200.
When the pharmacist told me that my prescription would cost $89, I was shocked. I had insurance, and yet I still couldn't afford to take the medicine my doctor prescribed.
CEO Doug Hirsch discusses why he started GoodRx.
I checked prices at pharmacies near me and found out that they were wildly different. That got me thinking. We shop around for the best prices on everything. Why don't we shop around for the best prices on prescriptions? So I started GoodRx.com and helped me save up to 80%.
What the hell we do, bud?
GoodRx compares prices for every prescription drug at CVS,
What's up, Tommy?
Walgreens,
How you
Walmart,
doing?
and
Fantastic.
We offer free
Loading
coupons that help get
commercials,
you
otherwise I'm doing great.
Last year,
Fantastic.
GoodRx saved Americans over $2 billion. We'd love to help you, too.
GoodRx can find prescriptions.
Buddy, how are you, man?
Yeah,
How you doing, bud? You too. What's going on,
Find the best price, download the free coupon, and save up to 80% today.
Yeah, it's Hawaiian Friday, Al. Come on.
Oh, send a memo, man. Some really good Hawaiian.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. Every Friday is Hawaiian Friday. I found one with carrots.
Get a pants and berries. Right. Oh, there. That'd be cool. Jimmy Buffett there.
Radio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's coffee to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show. And now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. Today is car day. Yes, we do that on Fridays. That doesn't mean you only talk about cars, but it's going to be one of our main topics. If you want to call, now you're not forced to. You can call about anything at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm Tom. Been on the air 40 years, the longest-running radio show, while here nearly 40 years longer elsewhere. The longest-running radio show with the same host currently on the air. That's right. That's what we do here. We have some guests today. I'll introduce them as they talk, our car experts, as we always have on Fridays. And we're going to have some fun this hour, brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Love telling you about Frank because he's a great guy. If you're looking to sell real estate, he'll list your home, and he won't hold you to a long-term contract. He knows that you got to be satisfied with him, right? He'll do proactive marketing to a point where you'll think, wow, I'm all over the place. And you know, houses right now still sit on the market more than a month, some of them. So you really do need to shop around for a good real estate broker. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. What do you say we go right to the phones? But I also have something else here. I have a case here, and I don't know if I'll get the guy on, but it's an interesting case. I'm going to ask my experts to look at this Carfax. We have two Carfaxes here. And if you follow the Carfaxes, the one the dealer presented to the consumer leaves out certain things. And I want to know if it looks edited. I have Carfax number 1, Carfax number 2. One is dated. Let's see. If you look on the dates here, you'll find it. Anyway, one is dated after another, okay? And I don't know which one. I have to see. But here's the point. It looks like they edited it. The dealer says absolutely did not do that. But I want you, one at a time, to look at these two Carfaxes and see what you think. I didn't do a good job of taking notes on them, but there are two Carfaxes on the same exact car. You can see they start out in the beginning at 12/4/2003, Audi of Arlington, Virginia. Then the next one, 622, service facility, 622, service facility, right? Then it goes on and on. But then you'll see where they part. That's a Carfax. And I want to know why you think it did that. The dealer said, hey, we can't help it. When we pulled the Carfax, that's what we got. But then when the new owner pulled the Carfax, years later, he was getting ready to sell it, he found out the car had like 100,000 miles more. So it's weird. I want you to look at that and see what you think. Meanwhile, let's go to Chris. Chris, what's happening in your life? Hello, Chris.
Hey, Tom. I had a hail-damaged vehicle back in May, and when we took it to the body shop, they did a supplemental on it. They now consider it salvage.
Okay. Now this happens many times with wrecks and with hail, where you have permission to get it fixed. Then when they start tearing into it, they find more trouble than they thought. And they now say, well, you know what, we're going to total it. They have a right to do that. Here is the key. So long as you get paid the value of that car at the time it was wrecked, and as long as they're making a fair offer to you, they can choose to total it. Now, you can choose to keep it and then pay the salvage value to them and keep the car, and they'll pay you the damages less the salvage value. So what is the problem if they're offering you a total?
So in July, we took it in to get an oil leak fixed, and we ended up paying around $2,000.
Okay, when did you get the estimate for repair?
In May.
In May. And then you took it upon yourself to fix the oil leak in July.
Correct.
And then when did you take it in for the body repair?
Beginning of January.
So you waited a long time.
We set the schedule for the body repair back in May, but they were booked out almost a year.
Okay.
So,
and there was no way of you knowing it was going to be totaled. There was no way for your insurance company to know it was going to be totaled. So you're wondering what happens to the $2,000 I just spent.
Correct.
That's a really good one. I don't know if you can argue you enhanced the value of the car by $2,000. Guys, do you want to weigh in on it? What do you think? Andy Barella, Colorado Springs Dodge. The guy had $2,000 worth of work in July. They told him in January, sorry, we're totaling the car. You know, when we first took this yesterday, I said I wanted to get you on with Compass Insurance Group. So, Daphne, Compass Insurance Group, please. They really should be in on this. If we can get them, they are a broker and our insurance experts. They're not involved in this, but I'd like to know what they think. I know that total damage, they were going to total the car and give you the value of the car. They're not going to give you the salvage value of the car.
Right, the value of the car.
Okay, and you're willing to take the value of the car, but you're saying, what the hell do I do about the money I spent?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree you have an issue. I agree that you have an issue. Hold on. I want to talk to our insurance experts. I want to see what they think. Compass Insurance. Let's talk to Matt Corneo over at Compass Insurance Group. Again, they're brokers. They handle, like, I don't know, 25, 30 companies, and they're not involved in this particular case. But I have a question, Matt. The guy gets, listen to this, it's very interesting. He gets hail damage in May, okay?
Okay.
They give him an estimate. He goes out in July and has some mechanical work fixed for an oil leak. He spends $2,000 on this car. Well, why not? It's his car. He spent $2,000 on it. Now he takes it in for the repair. And the body shop says there are some supplemental claims here. The insurance company says, you know what? We're totaling the car. Now, Chris has no problem with them totaling the car if the repairs are going to cost more than the car or 75%, whatever it is. But now he says, what happens to the money I just spent? And I'm asking you, Matt, what do you think the insurance would do? Will they give you back recently spent money on maintenance?
No. No, they won't.
You said no too quickly.
Yeah. No, they won't. And it's just like when someone puts new tires on a car. It's such a minor I shouldn't say no.
No, tires, I know that sometimes new tires, they do give people allowances.
Very, very, very minor for that, because it's part of, hey, this is what you needed for the car to actually, operate. We're not concerned about what you just put in.
Gosh.
What's the car worth at the time of the loss? And some of those things, it's part of owning a vehicle. So people get the short end of the stick all the time for that. It'd be a minor factor.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's a tough one, Tom. It's a really tough one.
Okay, well, thank you very much. That's Compass Insurance, 303-996-9000. So, Chris, here's the deal. They are technically not responsible for anything beyond the value of the car. But what about negotiating to keep the car and get it fixed? Have you thought of that?
Yeah, and he did give me a value on that as well.
Okay, and to keep the car, how much will they give you?
$7,500.
Okay, can you get it fixed maybe for $75 or not?
Probably not. I mean, the original estimate was right around $7,000. I don't know what the other stuff in there took it over to the $10,000, but.
So you're saying you don't think you can get it fixed?
Probably. I mean, he would pay us $7,500. We could take that and keep the vehicle with the same hail damage on it.
Well, you could. They wouldn't mind if you did that. Is the car paid for?
No. We owe $10,000.
Oh, well, you can't. No, you can't. You got to get it fixed if you owe money on it. They won't allow you to keep the money.
Oh, okay.
You have to fix it. And if you owe $10,000 on it, you don't have gap insurance?
I do not.
You got a lot of problems here, Chris. I don't think you're going to be successful in doing this. Now, if you were in an accident, you could sue the other party if it was their fault. I don't think you can make your insurance company pay you for the maintenance. I don't think you can. The best you can do is try to goose them up a little. You don't even have enough to pay off the car. I mean,
I barely do. I mean, if they give me $10,500, I owe $10,042 on the car, so I would come out ahead by about $400.
Well, if I were you, that's what I would do, and just get a new car. I would lease a new car and not worry about it. I know you just put $2,000 into it, but man, I'm hoping people are listening. Here's a lesson. If you've been in an accident, if you have an accident claim hanging out there or a hail claim, do not do any other work until you know for sure that the other damage can be fixed without totaling the car.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Packs, the more interesting way to get your protein.
Snow is starting to fall throughout the area. Quite a few spots in the highway driving in town, downtown, I-25, south, pretty much both directions here and there.
Did Tom tell you guys about the new system now?
Possible crashes.
It's a new hockey commercials and
The elevated portion looks like a little bit of delay on I-25.
No.
How are you? Happy New Year, guys.
Take your cup off and get cheese.
Wet forecast. Snow showers today, breezy, chilly, a high of 41. Right now, light snow and 32. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
You're almost through the day. Make it to the finish line with P3 Portable Protein Pack. With meat, cheese, and nuts, it's high in protein and perfect for on the go.
Centeno Schultz for true living stem cell therapy. If you are looking for a stem cell clinic, go to Dr. Chris Centeno and his team. He's the first one to do stem cell treatment in a clinical setting in the entire country. You can find out more at their website, thestemcellexperts.com, and that really sums it up, thestemcellexperts.com. Don't accept any chiropractic clinics or medical clinics where amniotic fluid or umbilical cord is used. It is not living stem cells. You will not get living stem cells unless they are extracted at the time of the treatment. I can't emphasize that enough. People are wasting money all over the metro area on lying, cheating ripoffs. Go to thestemcellexperts.com, Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201, 963-9201, thestemcellexperts.com.
Greenberry, Greenberry.
This is Bob Harris from Greenberry Cereals. You may know that Greenberry is known for nutritious whole grains and
it's better
the job. Keeps the lights on.
No, but I mean, it's better for the show because we're evening them out. I don't know if you remember this. I used to throw them in just everywhere.
The health benefits are remarkable. See, that's why we only got a little bit of light on. More commercial? Yeah, okay. And everything in between. Not only more powerful antioxidants, Onyx helps control sugar metabolism in your body. It slows down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. And Greenberry Onyx has natural fiber grown within the plant itself, so you don't have to borrow fiber as some cereals do. Also, Greenberry pancake and waffle, cookie, brownie, and muffin mixes, all with remarkable Onyx. Time to give your body some real support. Greenberry with Onyx.
Available at your local King Supers.
Greenberry, Greenberry.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. In 2016, one of my employees accidentally clicked through an online vendor's contract, which recommitted my company to an additional 12 months of their service. I called the vendor to explain the accident. Nope. They pointed to their ironclad contract, told me to pay or else. I will pay them, but after 12 months, I'm gone. I've been in business over 30 years, and I've never made my customers sign a long-term contract. Never. And now, my business successful company, Patriot Software...
Interesting, because there's variances, but they're closed. I don't know what happens at the back end.
No long-term contract.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it?
It is interesting.
And the whole thing about the service tickets, I always kind of wonder what is the matrix that Carfax works from, because they're uploading out of my system, and should my database change or any of the link change, that could pull invoices out, and, I don't know, whatever gets fed always stays there, or do they adjust it? My invoice adjusts?
I would think it would adjust quite a bit. There's always going to be variances. It just depends how extreme the variances are.
You've had probably a problem where somebody records the miles directly.
Oh, I've done it.
Oh, we've all done that. Yeah, put fat finger an 8 and it was a 1. It's like whatever.
And then we were actually here addressing one where we talked about whether changes could be made or not. And Tom had a dealer call in and say yes. you can make changes to a Carfax if you request it.
And he'll give you a price. Marcus,
Obviously, it has to be legit, but
Yeah, you have to call it
do
in,
that.
yeah, and they have to be for the reason.
$100.
But like the odometers, even if you buy those speedo heads and stuff, they'll program miles in on those ones, especially on that type of vehicle. How that car made round robin, Virginia, Florida,
It's been all
Colorado.
over, and that's the other thing. It's made so many rounds and been all over the place.
630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
If Denver's talking about it, you'll hear it on 630 KHOW.
Pretty cool song.
On the road again.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk to Amy. What's going on with you, Amy? What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
What's going on?
So, I have had my first brand new car ever.
Oh,
I bought
cool.
it in August of 16.
August of 16.
But,
What's your new car, Amy?
Ford Fusion.
Okay, and it's a 2018?
No, 16.
Oh, you bought it?
But it was my first brand new car.
Okay, got you. And you bought it in when?
August of 16.
Okay, so how can we help you?
So, since then, my car has completely shut down on me, turned off on I-25 and 119 5 times.
5 times? I mean, over what period?
So the very first time was exactly a year after I bought it. So 8 of 17, and the most recent was January 7th of this year.
Is it always in the same location?
Oh, no.
Okay, so 5 different times. When it shuts down, are you driving or are you idling?
I've been on I-25.
And you're going 55 or 60 or whatever, and all of a sudden, the lights come on like
the whole car just shuts down, yeah.
And your steering locks up or not?
Yeah.
So what, do you pull over to the side and do you start it up again?
I just pray that I can get out of the way. The last time, this most recent time, last week, I was coming up to a red light on 119 in Longmont, and thank God I made it out of the way because people were...
All right, so hold on. I want to ask you, Amy, when it does stall like that, can you just start it back up again?
I have to wait a good 20 minutes to a half an hour.
And then what?
And then it will start.
Okay, and when it does start, does it act normally? Or normal?
For a while, but I immediately call Ford, and it's 5 times that it's been in the shop, and 5 times they've told me they fixed it.
All right. Now, Amy, first of all, we're beyond the lemon law because it's been so long. And however, is it still under warranty?
It is.
Okay. So we do have a warranty issue, but I'm very curious. Do you get any warnings, any warning lights?
No. As soon as it shuts off, when the car shuts off, then I get a steer fault assist warning.
A what warning?
But it says steer fault assist.
Oh, that's because the car's off, I think. That's because it's off, you know, when you turn the car off. Alaramis Pro Auto Care, any ideas? A Ford Fusion just stopping 5 times. To me, I know this sounds weird, it sounds simple.
It does, well, it's temperature related too, because he lets it sit and cool down. And it fires back up.
Temperature related.
So those are things that I always...
fuel related?
Absolutely, like a module or a switch or something, fuel delivery, it could be electrical. Is this a gas or is this a hybrid?
It's a gas.
Okay, perfect.
But it's been in the shop 5 times.
Have you ever taken it somewhere else? Have you ever tried... Well, that is the way to do it. Going somewhere else.
Yeah, are you going to the same dealer?
Yeah.
You got to get a fresh set of eyes on it. You really do. And Amy, I know that sounds overly simplistic, but guys, Colorado Springs Dodge, you're in the dealer business. Not all dealers are the same, man. Come on.
No, we're not the same.
I imagine you have found problems other dealers have overlooked, and I'll bet you guys have been stumped, and another dealer says, wait a minute, it's this. Has that happened both ways?
It's always a possibility, of course. What's interesting with hers is you never have a check engine light stay on, though, right? After you restart it?
No, it's the steer fault assist and like the I I took a screenshot of it all, but all these lights just come on.
All right, send us the screenshot. And where are you located?
In Firestone.
All right, you're gonna okay. Believe it or not, you're right up in that area. Purifoy Chevrolet, they have great mechanics. They will work on anything. A lot of people think you got to have a Chevy to go there. They can take a look at that car. Now, it is under warranty, so if it's a warranty issue, they can't do the warranty work. You can also take it to any number of our shops. We have Pro Auto Care represented today with Alaramas. We have Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. They look at cars all the time for our listeners. And it sounds easy to find, Amy. I think the dealer is just blind to it because they've been seeing it over and over.
When this car goes to the dealer, Amy, do they ever duplicate the problem?
No.
Does the computer
say,
throw...
we ran the code, so we replaced this, and we replaced this. But I think 5 times for the exact same thing on any car
No, I agree.
is way too much. And in the meantime, I'm nearly, died 5 times.
Sure, you're on a road.
Now listen, you're not going to like this, but we need to get one of our people to diagnose it. That's how much faith I have. And then they will give you ammunition to go to a dealer. That's the only thing I can tell you. That would be the way to go. So, Daph, get her information where she is, and let's get her some mechanics close to her. I told her Purifoy is a good place to go. That's one place. Again, they're not going to do the work, but I don't think any mechanic should do the work. You should just pay for a diagnosis. Tom, what's happening?
Hello, this is Tom.
Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Well, Tom, I need some help. I have a repair shop in Parker.
Yeah? What kind of repair shop?
I have a diesel repair shop.
Oh, cool. What's the name?
Diesel Repair and Performance.
I love the name of a company that says what it does. Diesel Repair and Performance. Okay, what's going on?
Well, I bought some land. I was going to build a building.
Yeah.
Okay, I hired a contractor in May of 2016 to build the building. When I hired her, I told her that my lease is going to expire in September 2017.
All right, so in May of 2016, you hire a contractor. Let's get to the part that was the problem. What were you contracting for, a new building?
Yes.
On your lot?
Yes.
Okay. On the existing lot where you're doing business?
No, it's there's 2.5 acres I purchased, and there were 2 lots there, and I wanted to build a building.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, there are 2 lots there. I wanted to put the building on the west side, but I'm in the repair business. I'm not a builder. I was dependent on her to get it taken care of. Well, she put it on. We had a meeting with the city, and the city said you need to look at what the lots are, what you can do with them. So she was proceeding to get it done. She presented the information to the city in February of 2017. She didn't read the description on the lot. The city turned it back in 2 days, said you can't put it on the west lot. It has to be put on it couldn't be on the west lot. It has to be put on the east lot.
So what happened?
She finally submitted to them in September when my lease was expiring, and the city said had a bunch of comments about it, so I terminated the contract with her. I was working with the landlord to stay there longer. They wouldn't let me stay there long because they had a plan.
All right, so now we're at the end of 2017. What happened? We have a whole year in between. What happened?
We had to move out.
Okay.
I went from a 14-bay. Well, I lost.
Well, okay, but where are we going with? Is there a problem with the contractor, or is this another problem?
No, there's a problem with the contractor.
What contractor? This woman?
Yes.
How did you get back involved with this woman?
Well, I ended the contract with her in September of 16.
Of 17, you said.
September of 17.
Yes.
And I didn't get back with her. I had to leave and go to another location. I lost 4 employees.
Okay, but I don't understand. Why are we hearing all... Tell me what the problem is. That was back in 2017. What is going... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you saying that she cost you all this trouble and now you're thinking about going back after her for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I understand what you're saying. I thought you were talking about a building itself. You're talking about her procedure and how it screwed you up.
Absolutely.
All right. Hold on then. Okay. We got a clear-cut we got a place to go now, so hang on. Maybe we get some legal advice on this. I want a legal mind. I need a legal mind. I don't know who to call on damages. Bentonelli, John Davis, or even John Fuller. Anything like that, just for a legal mind. Is she listening? Okay.
Snow is starting to fall throughout the metro area. Quite a few.
Hey, Tom.
Found downtown, I-25.
30 seconds. Fix it 24/7.
From Alameda, traveling up towards
I love when you talk on that. Then I don't have to
I-25, so watch out for that. Westbound I-70 heavy in the elevated portion. Looks like a little bit of delay on southbound I-25.
Well, guys,
yeah, man,
everybody's subdued. It's the weather.
I know, come on now.
We're all feeling like dead, aren't we?
Yeah, we need to get this thing up.
Oh my God, guys, did you see this?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love to be out there.
That's cool.
Wow. 630 K-How.
So I bought me a tractor early. I got the new Tahoe. The new Tahoe is phenomenal.
We know what they're going to do.
Maybe you guys will get it all, stay dry in the springs.
Let's talk weather. Oh! Do you see the weather out there and you're thinking, what am I going to do? You should have taken up Fix It 24/7 on their $39 deal to check your furnace. Now they're going to get calls out the nose, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you that for $39, they'll check out any problem you have with plumbing, heating, and electric. Now listen, the heating part, that you may have to wait a little, but it's worth it. It's only $39. You'll never pay more than that unless you agree to any repairs you need, and then they credit you the $39. That's Fix It 24/7, $39 for a service call to find any problem. And then if you decide to have the work done with great value parts and service, 100% guaranteed satisfaction, they'll credit you the $39. FixMyHome.com, the company that I use, my friends use, 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939.
iHeartRadio is presenting the first ever podcast award, presented by Capital One.
Podcast award, good idea.
Podcast dominating history, sports, bingeable, and our first ever podcast of the year award, 2019 iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. Don't miss it. Watch the live video stream tonight.
How you guys doing?
Eastern, 8 Pacific on iHeartRadio's Twitter.
How you guys doing on
you by
yourself?
Capital One. Reimagine banking with inviting cafes and one of the nation's best savings.
Yeah, so it says open door. When the weather got real cold, it got real busy.
Did it? Oh.
And then it kind of flowed. Then it got busy. This week it started off slow, and now it's super busy.
Well, everybody's paying off their freaking credit cards from Christmas and everything else, and then now they can't afford to fix it.
Well, Christmas is expensive.
I mean, I got Nissan Versa, the guy can't afford to get up underneath the car, you know, but I mean, it's $4,300 to fix this thing. The car's not worth $4,300. What do you do? You know?
See, that's like,
Congress doesn't block this game.
Drive it till it doesn't go anymore.
They're like a big car, man. When they run out of gas, throw it away.
it's funny. And you know what the industry, I'm even looking at in our shop for years and years. We did a lot of heavy line, a lot of engines. We start looking at what that costs now to physically do it, and actually make money doing it. Okay, because you don't. Why would we want to do it anymore? We don't make any margin. And it's getting so expensive to get cars. Sometimes you tell the customers, I'm going. Is this something you really want to do? I mean, you almost want to have this conversation. You know. The opposite of what you were ever talking about.
Garage doors at
$4,000.
Everything doors since
$5-6 grand in a motor.
Frank Duran, the real estate
man. I got an old school Cherokee in there. I got a guy in there. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a clean car. 1991 Jeep Cherokee. Spun out
You won't believe the level of service when you list your home.
We send a running crew and a virtual tour crew right off the top.
You yourself that down. How about you guys? You do a lot of heavy lines?
And for more money,
we not
do a lot of heavy lines.
More money. Back it up.
Frank Duran, the real
But
estate
you lucky you got the
Remax
motors or even long block, right?
303-920.
And long blocks, and then you'd be surprised, but a lot of the new Chrysler
When I had my brother take me places, it was always like, we have to get there early. So I fix some cigarettes before we go inside.
I took quite a few of them, a lot of them under warranty.
We always have to stop for
the whole motor.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole injection system, the whole deal. All
cigarette.
ready
I
to
bet you guys love that.
Now, on the way home,
what they
before
do
dinner, after
They
dinner.
take him and
Now
they
that I'm
lift the
talking
cab
about
off
it,
the
I'm
frame.
kind of feeling like I've
They
lost
kick
about
one
4
out in
hours
6 to 8
of every
hours.
game.
I didn't realize it was that
No
much.
problem. It takes them
I
40 to 45 minutes.
Especially the F-150.
You know,
We've been doing that for years.
Came up, I did both for a while.
And if you follow the manufacturer's recommendations, it's not
I kind of feel like I'm asking me, like, did you want to smoke before we go in? And I was like, no, I don't need to.
Mimi made the switch July 2015. Make the switch at Juul.com. That's JUUL.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
The Colorado Springs is just like this, snowing like crazy. Yep.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Some people call me a troublemaker, but nah, you call me a helper, I hope. We're going to help you any way we can. All right, now I know what Tom's calling about. He contracted to have a building built, and as a result of ineptness, he's saying, his business really deteriorated. Now, Tom, this is what you call consequential damages. So let me explain this. As a result of this, this, and this, I lost this, this, and this. As a rule, this is not legal advice, this is just historical advice, historical recollection, and also some personal advice. What I'm saying is this. It is almost impossible to collect consequential damages unless they could have been foreseen by someone. In other words, if I took on the responsibility of delivering a package for you and knew it was for a multi-million-dollar deal, and I knew that the weight of that, and I took it on and guaranteed results, and then I dilly-dallied or was completely negligent, and there were conditions that were within my control, and I just screwed it up, I could have some damages there. However, if I'm a normal delivery guy and you miss a deadline and as a result you lose a job and you lose this and you lose that, there's no way a normal delivery guy is going to be held responsible for millions of dollars in damages. Now, when you have a contractor you're contracting with, you had every opportunity to monitor her progress. You had every opportunity to intercede. And as you get closer to your deadline on your lease, it's your responsibility to make sure that you either have a building to move into or you continue where you are. You can't throw all of that on her. And then you can't say, and because I had to move, my business deteriorated, I lost employees, I lost customers, therefore my entire life went to crap because of this woman. Because you have an obligation to what's called mitigate damages. There are people, for example, they're late to work because of an accident. That accident made them late for work. Because they were late for work, they missed their employee evaluation. Because they missed their employee evaluation, they didn't get a raise. Because they didn't get a raise, they were late on their car payment. Because they were late on their car payment, they got their car repossessed. Because their car was repossessed, their spouse who was upset with them over the bills left. And because she left, she lived with another guy, and that guy murdered her. I know this is crazy, Tom, but I'm saying this is how you connect the dots. And you're trying to connect dots from an inept contractor not doing a proper planning process, which made your business fail. That might be too difficult. Unless she was making some pretty damn good promises and you had every reason to believe she was going through on them. But where's the follow-up, you know? I know that if I had a lease coming up in September, for example, or whenever your lease was. When was your lease up, Tom?
September of 2017.
And that's when you ended your contract with this woman, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
When she submitted the plan.
But before that, when you had a year left on it, okay, when did you you got together with her in February, or no, she submitted her plans in February. Did you go to the planning session to find out how the plans were received? Did you find out if everything was going according to plan, if the building was pinned out on the location it was supposed to be on? You know, what I mean is, were you proactive in following her?
No, I was not, although I understand I talked to my insurance company about this and he said that she has a policy called errors and omissions.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to rise to that level. Did you go to their errors and omissions?
No, I did not.
What was her error?
Her error that she did not read where the building could be placed.
And what did that result in?
That she submitted the plans to the city turned them down.
Even if she submitted the plans in February and they accepted them, would you have been done by September?
Probably could have been. I probably could have got a little more time on the lease. But
I got to believe that your business did. I mean, God, this is terrible. Your
went
business
from $1.7 million a year to $700,000 a year.
Okay, you had to move locations. That was the big deal, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went. Yeah.
You went to a smaller facility. But, Tom, people would say you didn't do enough planning. Listen, I want to talk to these guys and get their gut-level feeling. Jeff Vick, if you're renting a building and you're thinking about building and you're having problems like this and you know you got, in September, your lease is up, I mean, really, what do you do? In February, she submits the bad plans.
Well, here's what I did, Tom. I was in February when she did that, or even before then, I started looking for a location to move my building, to move my business, and there was nowhere around. I got with my real estate guy that found the dirt for me, and we went everywhere. We spent a month, and I haven't like been sitting on my butt doing nothing.
I'm not saying you are, but what I'm saying is, let me just say it outright. I don't think you can blame her for all your ills. I believe she was probably inept, and she cost you. You know, actually, I don't know what your contract said. I don't want to give you legal advice because you could have a breach of contract, and there are losses associated with it. Did you have a contract with her at that time?
Yes, I did.
Okay, were there deadlines on it?
Yes.
Okay, it's possible you had a breach of contract, which is different than, well, obviously, a breach of contract says this is going to be done on this date. And if she breached a specific contract and she had deadlines she did not meet, that cost you some damages, you probably could pursue something. But how far do you go is the answer. You know what I'm saying, Tom? It's very difficult. Have you given up right now, or are you still fighting?
Well, what I did, it's not like I've been sitting on my butt doing nothing.
Right.
I went looking for attorneys that would take it on a contingency.
Oh, no, you'll never get that.
Okay.
Never. And you know why? Because it's not a good case, Tom. I'm just going to say it. Let's face it. If they thought they could get millions of dollars from the errors insurance or millions of dollars from this woman, you know damn well they'd take it on contingency. So I'll bet you every single attorney told you, if they were honest, this is going to be difficult to prove.
Well, I had a couple of them tell me that they have their contingency case load full at the present time.
That's a way of saying,
right.
Oh, you know, come on, Tom. Let's face it. Somebody walks in there with an infant who was deformed at birth because of something the doctor did, and it can be clearly traced. They're not going to say my contingency load is too booked. What I'm getting at is I don't think you can get an attorney because I don't think you have a strong case. It's too difficult to prove that she caused all of these ills because there are many things you could have done. You'd have to prove that you were forced into this, that there was no other alternative. And there was. First of all, you should have made contingencies to extend beyond September way back. And you're saying the landlord would not extend. Why wouldn't the landlord extend?
Well, there's more. Let me tell you something else, okay? There were 2 units there. I wanted to move from the east unit to the west unit. Like I'd lost 4 employees, and I could maintain by being in the west unit. They said their plans do not include that. And here's the real boner, is that the unit that I wanted to move into sat empty for a year, and I just moved into it 2 weeks ago.
That
but
sucks.
It was sitting empty for 14 months.
That sucks.
Oh,
why did you lose
big
employees,
time.
by the way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why did you lose employees?
Pardon me?
Why did you lose employees?
I don't have enough place to put them when I left, because I was in 14 bays, and I went from 14 bays, and I moved to the Goodyear tire store because Dan that owns it knew I was in dire straits, so he gave me 3 bays that I could work out of so I could keep my business going.
God, that's terrible. Tom, I wish you the best, man, but that sounds like a pat on the head. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think you have a prayer of collecting damages from this woman of that extent.
You know, Tom, I dealt with something like that when I had a landlord and was looking to sell a property. We were looking to make changes. It never happened. Sometimes you got to put your energy to go the other way. Fix it, move somewhere else.
I know. Well, he tried,
yeah.
and that's where he got screwed up.
No, now you're not
going to get any out of it.
No, you're right. Right now, in other words, right now, get something done.
The highways in the metro area.
You're not going to get
that.
And then
so watch out for delays across town. Any typical spots on the high country drive. Well, you can imagine.
Tom's right. There would have to be something specific in
on the I-70 corridor, especially.
And I don't think our chances are happen.
And he's hurt and he's upset.
Well, you understand.
Move past it. Get past it.
When traveling in the high country, pack your patience and please be careful out there. The weather forecast. Snow 20 seconds. Breezy, a high of only 41. Right now, light snow, fog.
6:30 just brightening a little.
I'm not going to sell a living room to a dog.
I'm making too much money.
Put those down. I don't want those. I don't want those. I don't want tons.
You can put that on within a month, building.
Yeah, you do what you had to do, though, right?
Guys, we want to say that the Raleigh House is available for anyone who needs information on addiction. This is the bad thing about addiction, okay? It affects so many people, and they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. The Raleigh House will provide free information, complimentary, and they will do it privately. So if you have any questions about addiction, please call this Addiction Treatment Center. It's not for a sales job, it's for information. They want an informed a patient, they want informed people. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
Time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any
We'll get used to this. It's terrible. I have so much.
The best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions. Join the
icon coming up.
Meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us.
30 seconds, icon 30 spot.
Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Looking for ways to save with your Medicare plan? Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many plans nationwide, which could mean lower copays for you. So bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy today to start saving. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens participates as a preferred network pharmacy with United Healthcare, Cigna HealthSpring, and Express Scripts Medicare. For a complete list of available plans, please contact 1-800-MEDICARE. TTY users should call 1-877-486-2048. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or consult www.medicare.gov. Other pharmacies are available on our network.
IconICare.com. That website will be so important to you. You know, I can read the tiniest of print without glasses at 65, and you can too with a clear lens exchange. Oh, you can do LASIK. They're experts at LASIK. But what about brand new lenses where you'll never get cataracts? You'll never need glasses. They'll never tint or yellow. They'll never wear out. You'll have like bionic eyes, a clear lens exchange. That's what I did. Perfect vision. IconICare.com. 866-GOT-ICON.
Does it seem like your furnace is always running and still not keeping your house as comfortable as you'd like? Well, it might need to be replaced. On the other hand, it might just need a tune-up. Now for only $59.
The only way I can figure, because I don't know how you go in there and change all the stuff on Carfax. If they provided him,
how did that happen?
If they provided him with that original Carfax report that shows the lower mileage, the only thing I can figure is that they cut and pasted and printed out what they wanted to.
I don't think it's worth it.
That's the only other way you could explain it.
But how did they do it? It took too much work to add. But how did it happen?
But if they rolled, well, if his odometer, because the odometer had to match when he bought the car.
It matched up to a certain extent.
Yeah. Right. Well, no, but when he bought the car, the odometer would have had to
turned it back. He's saying
turned it back, or they would have had. Actually, I don't think you can on that one. You have to get a completely different dash.
There's no way.
Yeah, you have to get a replacement dash. Yeah.
There's no way.
So then, why isn't it?
You'd have to go get a different dash. That's the only way you could explain how much.
I don't think for the dealer it's worth the bullshit on any of it.
Oh, it's
just not worth it.
No.
Yeah. And the thing is, you put so much weight on the Carfax.
But how did it happen?
Right, you put the weight on the Carfax piece. Is there data that maybe their servers?
I think it has to be within the Carfax.
Yeah, and it's an issue. How did that happen on the miles? That's that they push it. But there's that whole thing. Did somebody fat finger on that surface?
Florida. Was this a hurricane victim that got washed and brought up?
Shit, that car's been all over the place.
It's been everywhere.
That's a good. It's been all over. I mean, they did do the whole dash thing back and forth.
It would be available in diesel.
Who knows? Yeah, you're right.
There would be thousands
That's
of
where that's the Tampa area. That's
and you
where
build it right here.
the hurricanes have hit over that side.
The all-new Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, built for you. The all-new Sprinter, built in the USA.
Anything could have happened, and now they documented.
But you can't get those speedo heads without them getting programmed for the miles, right? Don't those have the?
Well, with all the guys that can do programming, all it takes is you to have a buddy who's willing to bend rules for you.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Lose muscle, get booty. Sound familiar? Thank goodness for Revitalize Care, an anti-aging clinic founded by
That's a huge
stuff. Your journey through
How big is, how many miles discrepancy is it?
Yeah.
Maybe they were in a parking lot going backwards.
Well, first you were?
Yeah, you get a headache after. I tried it. No, only kidding.
Now, old cars you could do that, right?
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. But even turning it back to a specific where you need it to match up. I mean,
Karen has trained over 1,000
but something happened where this guy,
Something did happen.
he got
or go to downtownshealthcare.com.
he gets a new Carfax when he's getting ready to sell it, and they say, wait, you got way more miles than it says.
Keeping it honest, a little bit of corruption there.
I think in one of these services they changed out the odometer.
Yeah, but in order for the Carfax, if the Carfax is who shows the incorrect mileage was given to him at the time of purchase, we'd have to cut and paste it.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. God, I feel so bad for some of these people. On this Carfax thing at the beginning of the show, I had these guys looking at a Carfax. We'll talk about it. How do you get two completely different cars? Well, they're not completely different. One, there are certain things left out of one that the guy found out about after he bought it. And we'll get to that in a second here, okay? Now, Travis, this is outrageous. Go ahead, Travis.
Oh, yeah. Hi, how are you doing today?
Good. Tell us about what happened at Golden Pawn. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Golden Pawn is the name of a pawn shop that you did business with?
Yes, indeed.
And you put a bad review about him online?
I did.
Why?
It was a very honest review.
Why did you give him a bad review?
Okay, so essentially I've never been into a pawn shop like this. When I went in, the guy who was in there, he didn't actually run the shop at all. He FaceTime.
I'm having trouble hearing you. Travis, you were upset with the service you got, or what? What was the main problem?
Yeah, so they treated me like absolute garbage. There was no negotiation. I had to FaceTime through a guy at the shop that wasn't even in charge.
Okay, all right.
To get a hold of another guy. And then when I told him that I was gonna I wasn't happy with how I was treated and I'm probably gonna leave you guys a bad review, I took the rest of my stuff and I went out to my car with all my stuff.
Now, you didn't actually then do business with them. You just went there to talk to him.
Well, I sold him a camera.
Oh, you did? Did you get paid?
Right at the beginning. Because he gave me, it was a decent price on the camera. It was...
All right, so you had a disagreement. Let's get right to the point. You had a disagreement, and you put this up that said, this place is an absolute joke. I would give negative stars if I could. The guys running this place need to get their act together. Bad. Not only did the owner try... Okay, then what? No, I try, then it cuts off. So...
Yeah, you're going to have to press the rest of it. But the owner chased me out of the shop, or the guy that was on the phone with the owner. And he started banging on my car and was shouting at me in a foreign language that I didn't know, but wanted me to talk to the owner, essentially.
All right, so listen, the bottom line, you put a bad review up. That's not what we're talking about. Something else happened after you put the bad review up.
Yes, they publicly called, like, put all of my public information on there from the sale that I made, which is the only way that they could have gotten all that.
What, they put your name and address up there?
Full name, address, phone number.
They put all that up there.
Yep, and then they also decided to put, I was somehow...
Okay, we're having trouble with his phone. Okay, I can't do this, but I do want to say this. What Travis is calling about is that the pawn shop made a review back about him. And what did they say, Daphne, because you looked into this?
They said he was a sex offender and that he robbed another pawn shop, and they're all false.
You know, he can sue them. I mean, big time. Making a specific accusation like that is false, Travis, you can sue them big time. If this pawn shop, we should call the pawn shop and ask them for a comment on why they placed this kind of review.
Do a screenshot.
Yeah, make sure he gets proof of that. We got to look at it right now. Get some links for that, Daphne. We got more coming up.
Get up first thing, smoke a cigarette. Before lunch, after lunch. Now that I'm talking about it, I kind of feel like it's locked off.
So not only that, they do it on everybody who leaves a bad review.
So I started looking, and then Drew came up.
Yeah, it's Gruel of one.
No, he can sue.
Well, it was like 5 of them on there.
With people's names and all that.
Well, you know, I don't.
Make the switch
Here,
at
so I'll show you.
KUL.com. Warning: this product
Dude, do you have to like bionic vision your arms are like tiny. Holy cow.
Yeah. So I guess this Travis guy, they put this. So this guy, this Jason guy, junkie merchandise and root staff. I wouldn't waste my time. So the response from the owner, he says this whole Travis. Yeah.
Oh my God. He is an idiot.
But he does it for every bad review. He puts that up there.
Does he really?
Yeah. But he goes, see, he says, so this guy here, he says, is a friend of Travis, whatever, who's a robbed the pawn shop and registered sex offender. So they said this guy who put a bad review is a friend of Travis Colton, the guy that just called in, who's a sex offender.
The more interesting way to get your
What if it's all true?
snacks are calling
It's not. I've never seen him eating them.
Yeah. So this case number is a fake case number that they put on there. But see, so every review he puts
the same case number.
Right? No, but he
that's a good one. Right below it.
Oh,
he actually right. He put the case number.
Yeah, but it's a fake case when you went to the. But what I'm saying is, anybody who puts a bad review, he says this guy is a friend of the.
There's the foreign friend.
Registers.
Alexandria.
Right. She's got a good deal.
Where's this pawn shop at? Is it here?
Evergreen.
Really? Yeah, 970.
I think so. I'll go give him a call here and stuff. But isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
He does that.
I think you should have gone and done business with them and screwed around with them.
Yeah. And done it?
See if they'll post it.
Sure, do that. We can do that.
Why don't you do that, man? See if they'll post that you're a friend of his. Maybe they'll post at your gate too.
Right. So Mark is back. See, we're off on Monday, but we could go up there on Tuesday and try it. Should I just give him a call, or should we just maybe do a live with him?
Who?
This pawn shop.
You mean like walk in live?
Yeah.
Pawn shop.
Well, it wouldn't matter. We can still call him.
Should I call him now then? Because I'm sure it's an employee. It's not the owner. I'm sure it's an employee. But see, so what he says, the link I showed you, anybody who gives them bad review, they say they're a friend of this Travis guy who's a sex offender.
Yeah.
I called all 3 of those lawyers. They're all in court today. Is there anybody you want me to get on? Okay. Everybody's gone.
But you want to get? I'll give them a call.
To lie to Congress.
See if they say anything.
The piece itself claims
I wonder who the owner is, though.
that President Trump directed Michael
If I
Cohen
get
to
old,
lie to Congress.
the guy who's in the foreign language.
Supported a plan for Cohen to visit Russia during the presidential campaign in order to further develop a real estate deal in Russia.
The president's current personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, dismissing the allegations. Cohen is scheduled to testify before Congress next month.
Okay.
This is Fox News.
Tom, 1 minute, Revitalize Health 60.
It's all huge. Your partnership's even bigger.
With Dell Small Business Technology Advisors, you'll get the tech, advice, and one-on-one partnership to help your business grow. Because with reliable Dell PCs with Intel Core processors, you can focus
you guys know how to handle negative reviews.
I
want to start posting reposts right away.
That's another tactic.
Another tactic. No, Tom's right. That's some ugly stuff.
That is terrible. You're really a demented individual.
Well, like I say, I really do think if you get sued
legally, somebody can kill him.
But hurry, it's for one day only. Plus, save 5% on
that kind of stuff happens.
Every day. You use your Lowe's business crediting app.
Probably more often than not.
Well, not to that extent, though.
We're two brothers.
Can't be combined with other credit
Which two brothers?
Ron Nickerson over at Two Brothers Automotive.
Oh, he did that?
Revitalized Health. I like to call them the HormoneBros.com. Here's the deal. There are three brothers who have a clinic who do age-defying treatments, like BioT. You really need to replenish hormones as you get older. Don't go for this where they say, oh, your testosterone's normal. They mean normal for your age. Well, so is death. It's normal for certain ages. But that doesn't mean you welcome it. You should replenish your hormones as you get older to capture youth and hang on to youth and to build muscle and to ward off disease and to just be healthier. BioT is a great program for testosterone and estrogen. They also do stuff for the age-defying stuff like fillers, Juvederm, and the like. TheHormoneBros.com. Great people. TheHormoneBros.com. 720-361-2302.
12 months on Wall Street. It's certainly been an
we'll call him as soon as we go
right?
back online.
But if you think about it, the only thing you need to be concerned about is what happens in your personal economy. So how has that changed in the past year? Maybe it's time to talk with Brad Jenkins and the team at Jenkins Wealth Management Group.
We'll go there and leave a bad review and see we're also friends with this Travis guy.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's got a lot of friends.
67-6844. Mention my name, Dan Kaplis, and that review will be complimentary for you. This is a paid advertisement.
There's got to be something you can do to piss him off.
Yeah.
This should be hard.
Yeah, you guys kind of antagonist.
You want something I can pawn? You guys just got something I can pawn?
$39 to get them to your home to diagnose any problem with plumbing or heating. $39. A professional, licensed, insured, and you have any work done. That's $39.
Yeah.
George Donaldson,
this new sex doll.
The most for your money. You want to talk
I cleaned it before
use regular.
Stir in the dishwasher.
Just like very shallow penetration.
They guarantee your 100% satisfaction, and they waive the $39. You will never have the quantity, quality, or value of the work done by anyone else for a better price, and you will never be disappointed. 720-526-3939. That's $39. 720-526-3939. Fix my home.
Hey Tom, should we get a lawyer up on that, or not?
Your shot at $1,000.
On this one with a pawn shop.
We don't need it. You're talking about this pawn shop? Why? Oh, you mean to sue? You know what? We can do that.
Is the Troubleshooter Show.
Need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can. I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Genesis, TotalExteriors.com. Genesis. You know, it's really important that you have people you can trust when it comes to your home improvements. And Genesis is just that company. Whether it's inside or out, you can use Genesis, TotalExteriors.com. I've known him for 20 years or more. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Let's talk about Car Day today. Today's Car Day. Welcome. I got Alan Ramos with us from Pro Auto Care. I got Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. I got Andy Burrell, Colorado Springs Dodge. And we're talking about cars and other things. Anything you want to call about. 303-713-TALK. we had a Carfax, and it's really, we have two Carfaxes on the same car. One was done when the guy bought the car. Then when he went to sell it, he pulled another one, and it's different. What are your guys' impressions of that? How can you have two different Carfaxes like that, unless the first one was edited? I mean, what do you think?
If that first one was handed to him by the selling dealer, the only way I can figure they did it was to cut and paste that together before giving it to him.
But then it would be too coincidental to cut and paste it and have the mileage jive, because then they would have to turn back the mileage to specifically meet it sounds like too much trouble, because you would have to cut out the ones that show higher mileage.
The only other explanation I can have for that is if this, for whatever reason, got a replacement dash that had lower mileage on it, so they went into that Carfax and went to the proper place where the mileage would jive with what they actually showed inside that car. And this thing came out of Florida. You've had plenty of vehicles down there that have been damaged.
The car actually has 100,000 more than it says, or something like that. But it's not like the Carfax cuts off at a certain point. Is it? It's like there are certain items left off it, which is weird.
Yeah,
so why would
it's very inconsistent. Very inconsistent.
How can you take a Carfax and take just certain things out of it?
It was the service side that was missing. Much of that, what we saw there.
Okay, so could it be that those service departments later, after he bought it, they reported it, and then but then the mileage. Here's the point: the mileage on those two jive up to a point, right? Then the second one shows more miles as it goes on. So that's the weird thing. It's too weird.
Well, the way the function works, like for instance at my place, there's a widget that is downloaded from Carfax, and it's an updated widget. They'll actually log in, and it grabs the data sampling of the stuff and uploads. If, in fact, maybe one of these dealers had an upload and the data got corrupted or something like that, it can affect their server information.
Right, but how would their server information jive with other people's servers' information? Because all the the mileage on both of them add up, but they add up differently.
Right, and that's
too weird. It's like,
it's weird.
It's too weird. I don't know how it could happen. I really don't, because it's not like it's too perfectly altered. Like when you let's say you have a car and it has 40,000 miles on it, and all the service records add up to 40. And now let's say you have another Carfax on the same car and the mileage is 80, and all the service things add up to 80. How do you subtract all of the stuff you want from there to just show 40,000 miles perfectly, and then turn back the odometer to match it? It's too difficult.
It's very difficult.
Because you know, people don't enter things like, you know, the mileage isn't entered like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. They're all odd numbers, like 1,642, and they happen to take out enough of those items on the Carfax to reduce the mileage to exactly where the odometer read. Well,
it doesn't make sense.
But no matter what, the odometer is off.
Right.
The odometer's off because the newest Carfax shows way more miles.
Way more.
At what point did the odometer get changed? See, this is too weird.
There's no history of odometer work.
Here's another problem. We've come to rely on Carfax as an official document, and it's not. It's not an official document. In fact,
that's true.
You can't rely on it as an official document. It's not a contract. It's not. I mean, you do not have to report to Carfax. You're not required to report to them. 303-713-8255. Okay. I don't know. Bottom line is this. We have a pawn shop called Golden Pawn. And every time someone posts a negative review, they post a negative review back about the customer. That's the bottom line. Right, Deputy Dan? You looked into it. Right?
Right. They all say the Travis guy was the original one.
So when Travis posted a bad review, they posted about him that he's a sex offender, a child molester, whatever,
and he probably robbed another pawn shop.
Right. And then after that, whenever a negative review came in, they said they're related to Travis?
They said that this guy is a friend of Travis.
Now, Travis, are you getting people to post negative reviews? Tell the truth.
Yeah, so I posted publicly about the pawn shop because I was told
I understand that. But then
do.
after they posted a negative review about you, did you have your friends post more negative reviews about them?
I told people in Evergreen locally to go to their shop and warn people about the shop.
All right, so you did. I don't care about that, but they're not allowed. I mean, they are allowed. It's a free country, but they can get in trouble for posting direct lies. For example, if I ever said on the air, Travis is a child or John Smith or whatever, if I say they're child molesters, or they're this or they're that, you know, I can say, oh, what a scumbag. You know, that's hyperbole. But if I say someone, listen to this, if I say someone is a liar, if I say someone is a cheater, if I say someone is a child molester, if I say someone is a wife beater, if I say someone is a thief, I better damn well have proof that that's true. Because it's not opinion. What I'm getting at is opinion is protected. Travis, I can say you're ugly, right? But I can't say you're an ugly thief. A thief denotes that you actually did something. So, you have a case, you know, and this is not a legal advice. This is all of my years of people trying to sue me. And I know what you can say and what you can't say, and I know what's proper. Now, I could say someone is a thief if I had evidence, but this guy, what did he actually say about you online?
So it has all of my personal, so it starts off with sex offender, Travis Colton LaFawn Sawyer, my full name. I am registered sex offender. Date of birth, my phone number, my full address. You know,
this is serious. You got to contact Google.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they put I also potentially was involved in a pawn shop robbery.
Wow.
And then they put a court case number under it.
No, I see this. They say Travis so-and-so, your address and everything, registered sex offender. Have you had any fallout as a result of this?
I mean, just people contacting me, making sure that it's not actually true.
Now listen, here's one thing I want to tell you. These people are crazy. They are exposed. You can sue them, and I think you might be able to find an attorney to take it on contingency even. Here's the thing about a private citizen. You're a private citizen, and you can sue without specific damages. This is what that means. If I sue someone as a public figure because I'm on the air, I have to show actual economic harm. I have to show harm. If somebody says Tom is this and that, I have to prove I've lost a sale or a sponsor or something as a result. But if Travis, a private citizen, sues, he doesn't have to show specific financial damages. He only has to say, well, I've had emotional stress, I've had trauma, I've had this, I've had that. And Travis, if I were you, I would sue them. I would sue them. Yeah. If they did not take that down, oh my God, I mean, they're saying some serious stuff about you, and they're putting your name and your address and your phone number up there.
I know, and I was so stressed out about it. Like, I actually went and checked the sex registry site, and I called.
Now listen, this is Golden Pawn. Golden Pawn is doing this.
Yes.
We know Golden Pawn is responding because it's online. Golden Pawn is at 303-284-3732. 303-284-3732. Now, Dan, we need to call Golden Pawn and see if they're going to take it down.
I did call, and the gentleman that answered said that I have to speak to the owner, so I have a number for the owner, but he hasn't called back.
Let's talk to the owner. At least he said we have to talk to the owner. He didn't just say, you know, go to hell or something. This is serious stuff, man. You know, it would be different if he said Travis was a bad customer. We don't like him. We don't want him to come back. You know, he was rude. He's obnoxious. You understand the difference, right?
Oh, absolutely. And they made a sale with me, and it was, like, peaceful up until after, like, they actually sold me the camera.
Okay.
So it was...
All right. Listen, we're going to mark this as a follow-up. We need an attorney to take a look at this. I mean, they are crazy to go right online and say someone is a registered sex offender and some other stuff. That is dangerous.
Oh, I think what happened
This
was
report
they
is
got
sponsored-
a rogue employee there, and it was one that
Mark, I mean, but Dan, they
they're
in big shape.
But I'll bet you the owner doesn't know. And when Daphne talked to the guy, so we got to try to get the owner.
Monument Hill. Traffic is stopped on the highway. Pretty much.
So there's a total of 11 reviews put in negatively, and they're all, he's referencing that guy, and they've all happened within a week. So he told a couple of people.
Well, yeah, of course, he went on a public relations bitch.
Yeah.
And what he did wasn't right, but at the same time, they
He couldn't break any law.
20 seconds.
He's not breaking any law, but negative review.
Well, wonder what their disagreement was. Wonder what caused the law.
You're almost through the day.
He hasn't
Make
said.
it to the finish line with P3 Portable Protein Pack with meat, cheese,
Trump had
nuts,
Pelosi's
and
freaking
high
luggage
protein.
return.
Perfect for on-the-go.
Okay.
You had a what, luggage return?
Guys, I want you to get genuine stem cell therapy if you're thinking about avoiding surgery, because it is an alternative to surgery, and Centeno Schultz has been treating people for years. And Dr. Chris Centeno was the first one to do living stem cell treatments ever in a clinical setting in the United States. Centeno Schultz. We're lucky to have him right in our backyard. People come from all over the country to be treated by them. And they're right here in Broomfield and in the Tech Center. 303-963-9201. Before you have surgery, at least consult them. You could avoid surgery in some cases. 303-963-9201. TheStemCellExperts.com. And ask about their weekly seminars. You might want to attend one of those. Or just go directly for an evaluation. TheStemCellExperts.com. Centeno Schultz. 303-963-9201.
And markets go down.
You should have said, hey, we lost the luggage.
Here's your claim ticket. I sent her luggage to the halls of Congress on my car.
Or they should have sent her luggage with over there. It's in Egypt.
Call 720-488-8604.
Was that little positively has to be there overnight?
Wow, it's still pouring out. Look,
It's cranking, huh?
cranking good.
It wasn't supposed to be. We're going to
Just want to drive over that pass.
I know, everybody's blowing up my phone going,
Got to be where
I-25 in the parking lot.
it's not part of the social norm anymore. It's
Friday,
not
so you're
accepted.
gonna get
But I was at a party this summer, and there wasn't a single person smoking, even in
A
my
lot of
own
people,
home.
I
I
mean,
have my
traffic was
own
late this morning, they
designated
took off,
space
because
to
they
smoke.
get 4 day out
Think about it. It
MLK
really was
Day.
like I was punishing
So they took
myself.
off today.
It was really a friend of mine that
It was
said,
interesting.
why
It was
wouldn't
dry
you
from
just
the
try
time I left to the time I
Juul?
got here. It started snowing when I got here.
Okay, I'll try
It
it.
was perfectly
And so
dry.
I went out and I bought one.
You went from
The idea of going back to smoking
No,
is,
we're at the parade.
I couldn't
We
even
got
imagine
a
doing
float.
that. I just don't enjoy it anymore. I don't think anyone, including myself, thought that I could switch.
Carolyn made the switch October 2016. Make the switch at Juul.com.
That guy
That's
doing this.
JUUL.com.
Oh, that's something else, isn't it?
Warning.
Oh,
This product
crazy.
contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive
So
chemical.
when Daphne called, there was a foreign guy there too, so.
It's usually a mistake.
I wonder if he'll say he didn't know it.
They're Rossins, they don't matter.
Are you ready for a cup of coffee? Describes you.
Yes, thank
Please
you.
talk to my
I'll be
friends
right
at
back.
Alliance Leasing, where they can typically save you about 10%, often equating to $5,000 or more per vehicle, and do all the
Sure,
work
that's a
acquiring
bunch.
and customizing the vehicle. That would
Anybody else want a cup of coffee? That was kind of rude.
No, it wasn't. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you.
Forget that.
No, we understand. We understand our Tom Ranks. It's okay.
There you go.
She knows I'm dragging ass because of my sinuses.
Oh, you
And,
got-
you know, that is odd that a business would do that. But they're exposing
Oh,
themselves.
like I say, I'll bet you the owner is totally and I wouldn't say bad. I mean,
Yeah, he-
And it's just oblivious.
It's
You were going to say
employee.
totally oblivious to this?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Oblivious? Is that the right word?
Oblivious.
Yeah. But he's answering in the owner respond line, so it's
Yes.
like, you know, the post is on his reply, and the number one rule when they tell you when you read it, it's like, realize that this is going out and other people
Do you
will
guys
read it.
ever Do you ever berate customers online?
No, but I have put where there may be some
Yeah,
details.
you say, now wait a minute, you didn't even get the
There's
work
nothing
done.
wrong with that. I always start off by
That
saying,
one guy that reviewed you that never even had the work done, that other shop heard it from his customer, then went online and reviewed him saying that he didn't stick to his price. They never had the work done. And it was another shop reviewing them.
I had a lady do that to me yesterday. I don't know if she posted anything, but her car's in Germany. She wanted me to send headphones because they were supposedly broken. I said, no.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have car date today, but we've been talking other things. Christy wants to talk about something that I love talking about because Christy's doing something smart, and she's calling first. Go ahead, Christy.
Hi, Tom. I was planning to make a deal on a car, my first car for my daughter. My budget's $5,000. I found something local that seemed like a good buy, but I was listening to you yesterday, and you said don't buy until I call you.
Right, and I'm thanking you for calling, and I would love to help you, and it doesn't all have to be done in one phone call. You can also talk to me again. So, how old is your daughter?
18 tomorrow.
Okay, you're going to pay cash, is that right?
Yes.
And why are you paying cash? I'm asking these not because I disagree. I'm just asking.
Because I don't want a loan.
Okay, and
I have the cash.
Huh?
And I have the cash.
Now, the reason I say that is $5,000 does not get you much unless you can make a screaming deal with a private owner. So what are you looking at?
The 2011 Subaru Legacy I Limited.
Okay, on 2011, not bad. Subaru's not bad. Legacy's not bad. How many miles?
That's the bad part, 161,000.
Yeah, don't do it. Now, you didn't want to hear that. Don't do it. You see, listen, Christy, if the car was perfectly maintained, and you could verify it, then I would say consider it. But even if it was perfectly maintained, at 100, guys, what do we say, 100,000 miles, you're going to have some problems. 150, you're going to have some serious problems. 200, you most definitely will have major problems. Is that safe?
I think you're pretty close, and I think it always is one of those things. Just yesterday, Tom, I got a great example. A person bought a car, brought it to us for a pre-owned vehicle inspection. After they bought it, it was a Subaru. Head gaskets were leaking.
Major.
Common problem for those.
Major. That car, we don't even touch it without pulling the motor and doing a complete reset because they all leak.
How long will she, let's talk realistically, how long will she keep this car?
Well, my hope is she'd keep it for 4 years through college.
Okay. Where is she going to college?
UCCS.
Okay. This is difficult. It's not a good buy, not because of the $5,000, but because of the money you will have to put into it. One transmission on that will be how much, guys?
Depending on what it needed, $2,400 to maybe $3,900.
And that will be more than the car's worth at the time.
Most definitely.
Reseal, $2,500.
Just resealing.
With a timing belt. Yeah, because you do it at the same time.
What if you do just a timing belt, which you know it needs? Even if it was done the first time, it needs it again.
Timing belt on that between $700 to $800.
Yeah. So no matter what, you're going to have $800 out the door. No matter what, right away. Now, what other things go wrong? All kinds of
brakes, tires, suspension components.
You know, we're not trying to be a downer, Christy, but the truth of the matter is, you spend to buy a more decent car and not have the problems, or know you're going to have major problems. Here's the part. If you buy a more decent car and have problems, they're not going to be major problems because we're going to stave them off in the beginning. But here's the other thing. You will be able to have them done and not be buried. With this car, you are virtually buried as soon as you buy it to put any money into it. If you could own it for 4 years and not put any money into it, it wouldn't be terrible. But you are going to put money into it. And this is then at the end of 4 years, when you're looking at having more money than the car's worth invested, in 4 years the car is going to be worth $1,000 or maybe $2,000 at tops. And you may have a -6 into it or more. You may have -7 into it. So you may think, well, you know, as long as it, you know, meets her needs, but it's not wise. So if you truly called for advice, let me tell you a few things. If you could truly get, okay, now, if I'm not saying to do this, I'm giving you some alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
If it was my child, 18, going to college, I would lease a brand new car for 4 years. And I would put as much money down as I could if it went directly to the acquisition cost. This is where you need to trust people, where you don't load it with options and junk and credit life and all of that. In other words, I would take the car, reduce the cap cost by $5,000, and then lease it. And I would go for a Hyundai. This is what I would do for my child, because the Hyundais, new Hyundais, have 100,000-mile, 10-year warranties. And even at the end of 4 years, it's going to be hard to have any child keep a car for 4 years. But if they had the discipline to keep it, not only would it be paid for, but it's still under warranty for another 6 years. Now, you may say, I don't want a payment. But here's what I'm telling you. Your lease payment would be so small on that because the car knew, listen to this, the car knew, this is why I don't want you going anywhere unless I actually talk to the dealer, because that car new is maybe 14. If you take 5 off of it, you're talking about leasing that's $9,000. You put a residual value of 5, you're only financing $4,000. You literally have payments that are minuscule. And if you do it the right way, and because a lot of them, when they know that the payment's going to be that low, they stack it. It's called stacking, and they screw you because they know you have a low payment. But you're not going to let that happen. Your payment would be so small that I'd venture to say, whether you do that or you buy a car, you can buy one too. You can buy that same car and finance it for 5 years, and you take $5,000 put down on a brand new Hyundai. For about 14 or 15 grand, you'll finance 9 or 10,000, and those payments you make will be less than the money you put into this other car. That's what I'm getting at. The money you put into the other car, if you take, you're going to put, I know you're going to put 2,000 over the next 2 years. I know you are, but you're going to do more. But if you just do 2,000 over the next 3 years, then you do the math on that. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at? People say, well, I don't want payments, but you are. I'm going to say you take 2,600 and you divide it by a 36. You're making $72 a month payments on that car. You don't see it because the repairs haven't come up yet. But when you amortize what you're going to put into that used car, you do have a payment, Christy. In fact, you're probably going to have a $100 a month payment to keep that car alive. And remember this, insurance is going to be the same. Oh, well, actually, it may be a little different, but what I'm saying is it's just like when we used to buy a horse. You're going to have to feed the horse and have veterinarian bills and all of that, and the saddles, and everything's the same. So why buy a $500 horse when you can buy a $2,000 horse and have a more sound animal, because you're still investing the time and money? So that's probably what you're thinking, oh, this doesn't sound wise. But I assure you, you would be in golden shoes if you could do this. If you go ahead.
My first concern is that I'm not a negotiator. Can you really get a new car for $15,000?
No, this is where I would help. When I say I'll help people call me, I mean directly. We're going to call the damn dealer, and we're going to look at the paperwork before you sign a thing.
Okay.
And then you say, no, Tom, I don't want to. I don't care. This is what I do for a living. So you're helping me fulfill my promise. So you don't have to negotiate anything. And by the way, I want to make this very clear. I'm not making a dime on this. I mean, this guy's not going to wink and slip me $100 or anything. That crap never happens, okay? I'm talking about pure help. You need help, you're going to get help. If you tell me how much you want to put down, and then we'll look at different options, and I'm going to send them to you and say, Christy, what do you think about this, or this? And that's what you'll do. But you want, the only reason I go to Hyundais is because of the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Do you understand, Christy? That's pretty comprehensive.
And that's, of course, not including tires, I would imagine.
No, of course not. But those tires, I mean, tires are, that's minimal.
And I think the consideration you also make, Tom, is the safety. The newer vehicle, the safety, the collision system, the airbags, is so much superior, too, when you get a new vehicle.
So like I'm saying, leave your number on with Daphne, and then we'll talk about it. When do you need to get this done by?
Well, sooner, well, no later than May.
Okay, here's what I want to tell you as well. I have not totally ruled out a used car if we find a gem. But when I call my friends like Andy, or I call people that I know and I say, listen, or Rolly, or I say, listen, I need something for a young woman going to college that is rock solid, it's a whole different ballgame than you walking in off the street, okay? So I'm going to treat this as if you were my sister and we're doing this for my niece. I'm serious, Christy. You hold on, and you did the right thing by calling. Do you know I'd rather have 100 calls like this than have all the ones that call and say, Tom, I just paid $6,000 on a car. It has 180,000 miles. I didn't get it checked out. It needs a new head. Oh, my God. Then I have to say to them, I'm sorry, dear. I'm sorry.
And it was a small mom-and-pop slot.
Yeah.
Perfect. If she did what I said, she actually...
That's perfect advice.
That payment will be less than $200 a month.
Well, here you can get a 2019 Hyundai Elantra SE, $98 a month for 36 months, $2,600 down.
Look at that. Look at that.
1.9 APR.
You cannot beat that deal right off.
1.9 APR. Well, there's such a thing as prepaying into a lease and not even having a payment for it.
Yeah, but that's a purchase, which is even better, right? Is that a purchase or a lease?
That's a lease. That's a lease.
What's the residual, would it say?
And
who is it?
Value of trade? No, the residual.
What do you owe when it's over?
That might tell you the results.
Can you read that, Al?
I'm thinking you could, but you're thinking bionic eyes over here, man, because the rest of us can't read something like that.
They make it a little darker.
You know, and it actually, with vision like that, you that small, it actually may be bigger than you think it is.
Residual?
It's big.
It's meat, cheese, and nuts are high in protein to keep you going while you're out and about.
While we're talking about cars, what about Flexident for your hail damage? Flexident, the only way to do it. And Nick and the boys have had the experience. You should go there. They're on my referral list at referrallist.com. Any dings or dents where your paint is not chipped or cracked, they can fix, and it's perfect. It doesn't detract from the value. They don't even report to Carfax. 303-619-6273. Flexident of Colorado.com. Flexident of Colorado.com.
Is presenting the first ever podcast award presented by Capital One.
This is at McDonald's Hyundai.
Podcast, comedy, history, sports.
They're good people.
They're as far as Hyundai. I bought mine there. Mark bought 2 there.
I might call them for help. Or might have Mark.
That'd be cool if you did. You should call them for it.
Reimagined banking with inviting cafes and one of the nation's best savings rates. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in
What does that do for them if you're involved? And it's awesome.
There are some of you that won't believe a word of it because you think all used car dealers are.
Now, she will have to do full coverage insurance.
Of course.
Yeah, and you want that on that car.
You don't put full coverage pretty much on anything anyway.
Yeah, it's not that much more anymore. It's not that much more.
The girl, she has a new car. She'll never have a problem.
Exactly right.
Oh my God! You buy a car with 161,000 miles on it.
You're toast. You're right. It's not going to exist.
You're not getting anything for $5,000.
Well, yeah, maybe a month or two, and you're going to be working on it.
30 miles a gallon.
You get somebody's headache. That guy in that shop, he had his dad there.
I don't want payments. You do have payments. It's just they're going to pay it all at once. Put $100 a month away because you will pay.
You will, without a doubt. And then tires and maintenance, you can do that on any car anyway.
Yeah.
That's
But here,
right.
I mean, here it'll be
Right? It don't matter.
It should be good for 30,000 anyway without tires.
Oh, I'll bet.
Dr. Adrian Stewart has a
But you will have to do her oil changes and all that on time.
simultaneously increase muscle on your abs, thighs, and butt with only 4 30-minute sessions. This FDA-cleared technique is called M-Sculpt, and it uses high-intensity focused electromagnetic technology to stimulate muscle growth while also eliminating
can't
fat.
see what
If you want
the
a slimmer
miles
and more
is.
muscular body, call Dr. Adrian Stewart right now at 303-333-6060.
Aren't they standing normally like 10,000 a year? For miles?
10 or 12.
AdrianStewartMD.com.
Are you?
But it depends what you're going to do with the lease,
Doesn't that give
too.
you all the breakup on the terms?
No.
It doesn't have it.
You don't have to buy a lease or turn a lease in. You could buy it or sell it.
That's right. And then you can
Right.
finance
You
it
have-
another 3
And
years.
again, if she calls him, you have options of a ton of things you could do.
Sure.
I've had,
Since it's so wild in here, with the new time clock, how about I bring you 2 pieces of pizza with a knife and a fork?
Oh,
when
did
it's
you
here.
order
It's
it?
not here.
Yeah,
I've
that would
ordered.
be great.
Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just bring it to
Is
you.
this a tease?
Sorry, guys.
I
You guys
know.
will all have
Do
to.
we have to, do we have to walk?
Wow, our opinion just went
No,
down.
I'll bring it to you.
You're right.
Yeah. It would be
We could have
easier.
replaced Suzanne. I'm
Hey,
telling you.
I'm a personal assistant.
Yeah, we
You can
know
get the
it.
cart like an airline stewardess and bring it.
My attendant.
Forget Suzanne.
I will be,
That's what you want.
it'll be here between
Yes.
11:45 and
That's a
noon.
white
I will
holder.
send you
Why
that.
is stewardess cussing? I mean, if you call mechanic, I'm not offended.
It's like, you see, you can't call an actress now. They're an actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Really?
Wow.
Wow.
You're downgrading them. They're all a bunch of fucking knuckle dragging smart cunts. Sorry.
Don't live in
You never say all. Just think of Trump that says, okay, you cannot go, but your luggage already left.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it if he returns it to the halls of Congress. I don't even send it to her house.
This quill wing back and forth is just such bullshit.
I think it's funny as hell.
Talk Station 630 KHOW.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, Jacob, what's going on with you, Jacob?
I just going to make it quick. The heater in my car gets hot at first, and then sometimes it'll just phase into cold. I was wondering if you guys think it should be the heater core I need to flush out or maybe replace, or...
Guys, why would it heat up and then cool off?
Circulation, my friend.
Well,
Possible.
What does that mean?
So you can have air gets trapped. You could have a blocked heater core. That obviously, when it gets warmer, it could be that a thermostat is staying stuck wide open and
And for those listening, a heater core is like a radiator, right? And
it's a mini radiator.
It is.
And the coolant, which is heated up and then released by thermostat into that, or at a certain temp, it then a fan blows over that, and that gets you the warm air, right? And if it's cooling off after it heats up, either the coolant isn't circulating through there. Could it be the fan dying out?
Well, here's one other piece to that. What about a mode door? A mode door that closes when it shouldn't. That's inside your vent controls that maybe is shutting that hot.
Yeah,
blend.
or is the air still coming through, but it's just cooling off?
That's right. What about you guys? What else did you think?
You're right. There could be a number of reasons, though, and that's exactly where you're going. Air in the system, though, is the most common.
So what do you do? Do you bleed those, flush them? What do you do?
Burp them. That's
Burp
what
'em.
we call them, right? Burp them.
So-
We have systems that we pressurize and fill the coolant with, especially with Volkswagens that he has, because I saw that on here.
And that's not expensive, is it?
Well, you have to have the equipment to do it.
Right.
And with his, you might actually jack the car on one side or another to get those cars to do what they call burping. If they don't have a bleed screw on the intake manifold or somewhere within the...
So,
the
Jacob,
fluid
it
system.
sounds like circulation problem due to some air or something simple.
Real quick check. When a car's running and it's hot and the heat's not working, pull over, pop the hood, look at the firewall where the two ports go in with hoses. You see rubber hoses into the firewall. Those are going to be warm or hot. Be careful. See what the temperature is from top to bottom. They
Wait a
should be
minute.
pretty
Do you
close.
think he could isolate where those hoses are? That's pretty difficult. To find the heater hoses?
The heater hose?
I do know where those are.
You'd be amazed what your listeners can do.
Okay, cool. And then, so one,
I have many of them come to my shop.
one is going into the heater core, one's coming out.
Yeah, and they're right above one another.
Well,
and
one
on
of
a
is,
VW.
but if one of is extremely hot and the other one's cool, it means that it's not
Plug.
circulating.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, 303-713-8255. Let's talk to Dave, who's been waiting. Dave, what's happening?
Hey, Tom. Big fan.
Thank you, man.
I need help.
With what?
We're behind on our rent.
Okay.
My wife's been out of work for 2 years.
2 years in this economy?
Yeah.
Why?
And I don't know. She's had like 10 interviews and nobody's called back.
What does she do?
She's a customer service manager at a call center for telecommunications.
That's what she used to do?
Yeah, she used to work for Level 3.
Oh, and so she should be able to find work? No? Come on, that's...
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. I don't know why. And I finally found a job Monday at Michael's in Castle Rock.
Okay.
And I started Tuesday morning. I came down with carbon monoxide poisoning. I've had it before.
How'd you get that?
Oh, there's no ventilation in there, really.
In where?
In any kind of shop. In Michael's.
Come on, man.
They just...
Why
Yeah,
isn't
well,
every
anyway.
why aren't other people getting sick?
A lot of people get sick, but I hadn't been around it for a while, but I started inhaling it, and I got sick. But anyways,
So what happened? Did you lose the job?
I went home. I came back Wednesday morning, and I wore a mask, a protective mask, and everything was fine. I came back in Thursday.
Where do you work in Michael's? On the retail floor?
No, on detail department in the back.
In the back, where you don't have public. You're not. In other words, you're not walking the floor.
No.
You're in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Detail shop. Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
have
what do you
30 years.
do? What do you do there?
I was detailing cars when they came in, wash them, get them
Are
ready.
you talking about? Oh, I thought you meant Michael's, the craft store.
No, auto body.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought you knew Michael.
Michael's in Castle Rock. We know the auto body shop. And and so anyway, what's the problem?
So Thursday, the mother came over and said, "We got to let you go. You're not moving fast enough."
Dave, I do. You know what, Michael's? Those are pretty good people.
Yeah, I have no problem.
If your wife is out of work for 2 years and you find a problem with carbon monoxide the first day you go to work, I have a feeling. I just have a feeling about this, and I don't know what I can do to help you. Is what I'm saying. It sounds like, I don't know. You probably aren't. You probably are not working well, fast enough. Probably that's the truth. Especially if you...
I was doing fine. I don't want to argue about that.
No, let's not argue. What do you need help? Finding work?
Finding work for me and my wife.
Okay.
Do
you realize that unemployment is at or below 4% and people can't find workers, and you're telling me you and your wife have been out of work for years? I don't know what to say, Dave. Honest to God, here's what I think, and I've just talked to you for a few minutes, and I don't want to fight either. I think that you guys probably are not good workers, and I think they sense that. I think that they sense that you have that either, I don't know if you're lazy or you're looking for trouble. I don't mean trouble like a troublemaker, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time, Dave. I would love nothing more than to see you go to work. But Michael's Auto Body is a great operation, and I don't understand how you work there for a few days and are let go immediately. I
didn't either.
Will you give them, listen, would you give them permission to speak candidly to us about it? Because I'd like to know more about it. Here's what I'll do, Dave. You decide on that. You and your wife's been out of work for 2 years, customer service, and you just got that job and lost it because you got carbon monoxide poisoning that's the first day? No one else there is getting sick, Dave. I think that you're allergic to work. I don't want to insult you. I do. I think you're allergic to work.
This report is coming up on this guy.
They saw a workman's comp case.
This is the parents of Patrick.
I know.
This guy, first day that comes in, the next day wearing a mask, third day not.
Buddy, you're out here.
Pizza's here. Don't start eating right away. You've got one, a live
Camera transmission hire? Would that be if you want?
What did you want me to take his number?
Hey, I tell you what, if that guy can make it past Charlie's cut,
we have permission.
The guy coming in with one of the painter's masks.
I need talk about.
I don't think that solves carbon monoxide, does it?
Charlie would have bounced that guy clean out of the
Buddy,
Dude, we're cooking
last
meat,
2
man.
minutes.
We're cooking
Charlie's
lots
tough.
of meat.
Especially if he was a short-term employee. They'd be like, you're out of here.
Okay, guys.
While you're out and about, grab the more interesting way.
The Raleigh House is for treatment of addiction, and they want you to know that you probably need a lot of information, not only about the treatment, but about other treatments, about cost, about insurance, about telltale signs of addiction, about how to approach an addict. They have this free public service line for confidential, complimentary information. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. That's 720-893-5559. Now, did that guy strike you immediately? Could you tell he's
Yep. I couldn't believe you told him you hit the nail right on the head. I was like, all right, buddy. Because you're right. Finding work. I wish I could find people to work. You know? No, that's what it sounds like. You don't believe what a struggle that is. That's sad.
It may not
You all use people that get along with each other. That's sad.
over and over. I spent
really
years with the symptoms trying to figure it out. No matter what I did.
He usually texts
So
Suzanne.
I decided to break it down to my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas.
I thought he was going to ask for money for his rent.
Stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms
He
just
did say
don't go
that
away.
he needed money for rent.
He says they needed help or behind in rent.
The good news, EPI is manageable.
Wife's been out for 2 years, 3 years.
Diagnosis.
That's the other thing that people,
For your doctor.
I wonder what kind of job she's applying for.
Visit identifyepi.com.
You just got to get your foothold, and if you're good, you're going to go high up in a company.
Brought to you by AbbVie.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. The owner, Buddy. I know Buddy. I know Salvatore. I know the company. I know you can take money 20, 30, 40, 50. So where did it floor coverings? Floor coverings are funny.
The guy was looking to cash in.
Oh, he's, yeah. I'm sick. It's affecting me. I can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
I'm shaking now. I've been cutting. I felt my lips turn blue.
He could have went to any place, like a McDonald's go work at. You know what I'm saying? Where they pay $12 an hour anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I just told you, I can't find people to wash
Oh,
cars.
and like my daughter's working at McDonald's Automotive. They're dying for guys to drive cars and stuff. They just need people
to drive. So, like, what do you pay? What do you guys start out at? You can wash cars for $14 an hour.
Yeah, they're paying $30.
I just hired one at 15.
My daughter,
you run through a car wash, or you got to actually
we
have to hand wash. Yeah, they got to work. I'll just start at the car wash. But, you know.
Start now and learn how you can
He wasn't moving fast enough. I'll guarantee you. Lazy son of a bitch.
Well, and then he came in with that mask and complaining about carbon monoxide poisoning and everything else.
Every time he bent down,
that guy's going to cost us money quick.
at AmericanFinancing.net.
Dude, we need you to wash a car faster than 2 hours.
You may have these stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea.
And
He hadn't worked in how long, and then he gets his first job, and he got sick. He got sick because he was allergic to work.
Exactly.
They never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my
You know, Michael,
He discovered
it's so
that
clean.
pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach
Well,
issue.
and it's not like they're a regular auto repair facility too. It's not like they've got vehicles running all the time, you know, doing tune-ups or burping freaking coolant.
You'd have to close every door.
They move it in, they shut it off. I mean,
The air, so level. Dude, you gotta and then rush out of traffic.
My wife sends me a text, what you eating? It looks good.
Hey, everybody, pizza from Jeff Vick. Thank you, Jeff.
So it's
spent all morning on it. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah?
Got a little goose meat in here. How are you?
You gotta have meat. Vegetarians. They actually love animals so much they wouldn't eat their food, you know?
Wow. That got me thinking. We shop around for the best prices on everything. Why don't we shop around for the best prices on prescriptions? So I started GoodRx.com to help people save up to 80% off retail prices.
GoodRx compares prices for every
That guy still are? What was his name?
Walgreens, Walmart, and thousands of other pharmacies. We offer free coupons.
Wasn't it,
Well, you know, if you guys remember that Patrick guy, when he went and hid, he was there for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then he went to sue him because he said he hurt his foot on him.
Stop paying too much for your prescription.
For work.
There are some people that don't want to work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't want to work. I'm telling you. There's a lot of people working that don't want to work.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Is that the truth?
There are many weeks I've not been working.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you listen to that call, I don't mean to insult people ever, but he said he hadn't been to work in months and got a job at Michael's Auto Body, which is a clean, wonderful shop in Colorado Springs. Castle Rock. He said the first day he got sick, the first day, carbon monoxide poisoning. He came home and he went back with a mask. And I can picture him in the shop with a mask, dragging ass. I can picture it. I don't know why I have a sixth sense, and I don't mean to stereotype because I don't know who he is or anything about him. So and then his wife is out of work for 2 years. And I don't want to insult you, sir, but if you truly want help, we could help you, but you got to get over that. Sometimes you can't be perfectly comfortable. Terry, this sounds very serious, but the name of the company, it's been around a long time, and I find it odd that they would rip you off. So, Terry, I'm not saying they're great, but I don't think they're rip-offs. You put down $7,400 on a fence?
Yes.
And never got a fence? And you did this, when did you do this and put this money down?
The 12th of June last year.
Wait a minute. And this is with Elkhart Fence?
Yes, it is.
They've been around a long time now. Did they have an ownership change or something? Wait, do they acknowledge that you paid them $7,400 a year ago?
They don't even bother to call me, to tell me anything. No, I've talked to them twice this past week, and I haven't heard a thing from them.
Okay, what excuse would they have for taking money? Are you saying they took money in 2017?
2018.
Okay.
2018.
When in 2018?
The 6th of June, I wrote the check.
So June. So it's a half a year at least.
Yes.
June 6th, 2018, you wrote a check for $7,400, and you do not have a fence, and they don't even talk to you. And this is Elkhart Fencing.
Correct.
I wonder if things changed over there.
I just tried to call, and no one's answering, but I'm looking at some of the reviews, and it says, don't walk away, run. What happened to the customer service?
You know, this is an old name. Doesn't mean it has good service. For example, Bell Plumbing and Heating. They're not the same people anymore. I'm not saying they're terrible. They're not the same people. A lot of these old line names aren't necessarily the same old line people. Now, Terry, I'm going to give this to Deputy Dan. We're going to call him, okay? We're going to do it after the show. They're not answering right now, but we'll figure it out.
Daff, would you characterize it as mostly negative reviews or just a few?
I'm seeing 2 out of 3 not good.
2 out of 3 not good. Terry, why did you pay up front to begin with?
Well, like I said, I went with a well-established company. I thought I wouldn't have any trouble.
I see what you're saying.
It was a maintenance-free fence.
Was it PVC?
Yes.
All right. Hold on. We're going to get your information. Deputy Dan will call for you. 303-713-8255. Rick is next. Rick, what's going on?
Yes, I just wanted to get a little bit of advice from you guys. Basically purchased an automobile November the 30th from a car dealership here.
Where? Who? Where? Where's here?
Here is, Groove Mazda.
Okay.
Off of Arapahoe.
Okay. What's going on?
Well, what the deal was is that, I told him, I said, look, I've got $20,000 to spend on the car. That's tax, title, that's out the door. Okay? So, they basically, I gave them my address. I live in Lakewood. Gave them my address so they could figure the taxes and do all that. And, they came back with a higher price. I said, I've got text saying, basically, thank you for trying. Let me know, when you guys are wanting to make a deal.
Yeah.
So they came back and said, I got a text, saying, okay, my boss said he'll do $20,000. All right. So, I go, okay.
And he said $20,000 out the door.
Well, just the text just said he will do $20,000.
Okay.
Okay. But if you look at the paperwork, $20,000 is what I financed, and then I put.
Whoa! I hope. Well, hold on, man. You said you financed. I hope you didn't sign that. Hold on, and let's talk about it, because it might be hard to undo this deal. Hold on, please. I will take you first up. I'm Tom Martino.
When I had my brother take me.
Why do people do that? They say, well, I thought.
You send an awful lot of paperwork telling you to stop thinking.
We always have to stop for cigarettes. Yeah, exactly. It's true. You get up first thing, smoke a cigarette before lunch. After lunch, another one on the way home, before dinner, after dinner. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm kind of feeling like I've lost about 4 hours of every day.
I didn't realize it was that much.
I hate just telling people where they made mistakes.
I decided I needed to find an alternative. So I started looking, and then Jewel came up. I did both.
Dan, this thing with Elkhart,
it's eventually just switched over. And it's crazy. I honestly feel like I remember recently you asking me, like, did you want to smoke before we go in?
If they say they don't have the money, I would gently remind them.
July 2015.
At least he's under the small claims court.
You gently remind them that the
JUUL.
Contractors Trust Act.
Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive
chemical.
chemical.
Their average.
That money cannot be commingled. Do you know how many people do that wrong?
With a high of 41. Tonight, partly cloudy and a low of 22. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 50. Sunday, mostly sunny and a high close to 60.
This report is sponsored by
Guys, when they take money,
the more interesting
literally,
way to get your protein
supposed to
is
be
the middle of the
put
day.
aside for you
Yes,
in an
it's
account
name. Answer with fee-free portable
for that
protein.
job.
It's meat, cheese, and nuts are
And
high
if
in
you ask for your
protein.
money back,
Keep going while you're
no
on the
bullshit.
go.
Oh, we gotta
What's the
wait. We don't have
way
it.
to get your
Oh,
protein?
that should never be.
Fee-free.
I gotta think of that. See if I can get hurt.
So just remember that one. What's do you have a problem? Is this yours?
No, I was here one guy.
Good, I'm going to use it. Medical disinfectant.
But getting back to the original question, yes, I do have problems.
You need more than an hour and a half that's left.
Yeah.
It's an hour.
What? My son.
We weren't going to go because we had a report from Afghanistan that the president outing our trip has made the scene on the ground much more dangerous.
A senior White House official denies that, saying that idea anyone from the White House would leak anything that would put the safety and security of any American at risk is a flat-out lie. On day 28 of the partial government shutdown, no new talks are scheduled involving the president.
It was excellent, man. I loved it. I gotta tell you. I've been on a diet. That was a treat like you wouldn't believe.
Rich, could
Yeah, I just violated all my diet.
President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. North Korea's former
To the White House are leaking
Young Chol,
travel funds to
president
Afghanistan.
in the Oval Office. Speculation grows that two leaders will meet again.
Nancy, she is such a piece of work.
Says they're discussing the between the two countries and continuing progress. North Korea's final, fully verified denuclearization.
Eisenhower Tunnel is jacked.
Kim Jong-chol held a closed-door meeting with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo at a Washington hotel. Rich?
Rachel, the president's personal legal team is dismissing a BuzzFeed report which claims President Trump ordered his former...
What was the name of the guy that called in that was working at Michael's?
...to develop property in Russia.
Dave.
Dave.
Was that what it was? President Trump going on Twitter saying...
Mark just texted me.
He's going to call him and...
No, the owner of Michael's texted him.
Oh, really?
Mark, yeah, and like...
Mark.
Talking about the body shop?
There's nothing small about
Dave, he said, right?
your passion,
Dave,
your powers, your reputation.
Dave with the mask.
1 minute, Aurora Ortho.
Hey, I can't get my head underneath the seat.
Okay, guys.
Call 877
1 minute, Aurora Ortho.
That's 877 by
Pros and a no start with Lowe's, because Lowe's has the fixtures and the savings to get a job done right. Working on a big bath project? Now you can get up to 35% off select bath faucets. And you can
Michael's, they used to be on the referral list.
What's that, sir?
They used to be on the referral list, right?
Who?
Michael's?
Yes.
Yeah.
See
Yeah, they work there.
for details. So, Pro, now that you know,
Why they not anymore? No, I think that, I don't know why they did.
Okay, we're coming up.
Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ should be a name that you remember if you want a beautiful smile, a straight beautiful smile without the expense of cosmetic dentistry. Now listen, you know, cosmetic dentistry may work for a few things here and there, but man, when it comes to wholesale change, Dr. Kent Lawson does a widening of the palate, which naturally straightens the teeth. He does it without extractions, without surgeries. He's proven it can be done with these graduated mouthpieces. Then the finishing touches with Invisalign braces. Here's the deal. The whole procedure is just 2 years, and it cures TMJ if you have it and sleep apneas at the same time. The new orthodontics, Dr. Kent Lawson at Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Also ask about the program they have for children, which essentially does the same thing. It's remarkable, and it's way less expensive than regular orthodontics or cosmetic surgery or dentistry. 303-690-0100, 690-0100. That's the new orthodontics.
That's right, a real estate show for consumers.
all inside information to help you, the consumer.
You told me let the guy go.
Right here on Talk Radio,
Because he's
630
slow.
The
I
Consumer
mean, I'll call
Show,
Michael.
Saturday mornings at 8,
Was it,
630
but said it was a former employee that was pissed. Well, not pissed. He wasn't pissed.
No. He called up about rent. That's what he started off with. Right? Yeah, having trouble making rent.
He said Timmers has a place in the back shop.
Yeah.
He wants to work for Kimmer.
Wants to work for Jack.
First, he wants an air sampling.
Not a problem.
He'd be a good parts washer.
Did you ever seriously? This happened to me. This is, I know I have in your life, where you hire somebody, everything seems perfect, and then they start at work and you think, oh shit, what did I get myself into?
No, well, and I guarantee that's exactly what happened with this guy. They saw a workman's comp claim.
Either that or a gut feeling is almost always right.
I know it. You
Dude.
Or they get by you at first.
How about the other one, when you help somebody out, you give them a place to stay, you help them out, and all of a sudden they just run you down the drain. It's I had a guy move in, give him a place to stay.
You call him your project.
I loaned him my car. Yeah, I loaned him my car, and he freaking ran the brakes off the car.
Rolly used to call him his project. Oh, I love this. We all have a piece of equipment or an automobile. Never had a fucking problem, ever. You let somebody borrow, they go, hey man, the engine blew up. Oh really? It just all of a sudden fucking blew up. No, you get, I'm serious,
No,
I get that.
Absolutely. So listen to this. I had a car.
How does that happen?
I had a young man. You talk about a young man. He borrowed his roommate's car. The rear end blew up in the car. The roommate said, you ruined my car, you need to pay for it and fix it. The guy's like, you have all these miles on it.
The dude turned around in good faith and paid to fix that car. He had a job. He didn't have a car. He drove the bus. He would come in, we let him do it, 6 weeks, pay us every time he got paid. To pay off the repair. You talk about it suck. What a roommate.
Yeah, that's a little different.
That's a bit.
Troubleshooter.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. If you ever have feedback on calls, give me a call. And I promise you, honest to God, my purpose is to try to help you. But sometimes I just have to tell people where they stand. And I hope you understand it's in a loving way I do that. Sometimes if you're told the truth, like, hey, it's not their fault, or hey, you're wrong, or hey, you got to do this or this or this, we really mean that. And sometimes taking that advice can help you and cut out a lot of heartache. Century RV, it's car day. Well, Century RV, they have some Class C's for $299 a month, Class A's for $399, interest rates as low as 1.99. You have to check out CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. 2 locations. They're just out west in Lakewood, north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's, or up north on the 119 turnoff to Longmont and I-25. They have a service department up there, CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. We're talking about cars today. This is car day, but we can talk about anything you want as well. But let's go to this one. This one I'm interested in. I don't know what's going on. Rick said a couple things that made me nervous. He said they agreed on a price. He wanted to spend 20 grand, not a dime more, to go out the door, an out-the-door price. He said Groove Mazda finally called and said, okay, the boss agreed, 20 grand. And then he said, but I signed something where I'm financing 20 grand, and that made me question, wait a minute, if it wasn't the price you agreed to, why'd you sign anything? So, Rick, let's back up a little. What was, when he said, okay, we can meet your deal, 20 grand out the door, or no, he didn't say out the door, he said he's agreed to 20 grand. Then you went into the dealership to sign some papers, is that right?
Yes, I went in, basically, it was done at night, at the end of the month.
Yeah, but the numbers are the same at night, at the end of the month, they're all the same. The lighting is exactly the same. Okay,
yeah.
So what happened?
I get all that, and we basically, she sent me over, the salesperson sent me over, the deal sheet, with the price of the car being 18, it's
right.
18,601.10. And then, it had, estimated taxes, and it showed that, in the bottom line.
Were you you were financing part of it? Okay, so they charge you the taxes, and what's the bottom line at the end of the contract? How much was it?
$20,000.
Okay, so then they did what they said.
Yeah, met my deal. I walk in the next day.
Cool.
I put 5 grand down. And financing went all fine on the car. No big deal about that. I've actually already made a payment, and I put another 5 grand down just on principle.
Well, okay, so you put 10 grand, you put 5 grand down at the time of purchase.
Correct.
Okay, so that would have left you with a balance, and then what?
Right. And then, I went ahead through the finance, I went in and paid another $5,000 just on principle.
Good.
Just to bring it down, because this is actually a car for my daughter.
Okay.
Yes, I wanted to, I'm just kind of a co-signer.
I understand so far.
Young.
I understand so far. So where do we stand right now?
Well, where we stand is all of a sudden my daughter gets a voicemail from the finance guy going, hey, I'm the guy that did all the paperwork. We went to title it, and now you owe us Lakewood City taxes of almost $600.
Okay.
And, I just want to know.
Okay. I get it.
I mean, basically, when I'm.
Well, here's the deal.
Going down there
here's
tomorrow,
the deal. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you the bottom line.
Yeah, that's all
okay.
I want, man.
Here it is. All right. When you finance a car, a dealer is required to collect state tax and transportation district if there is one. Local taxes they can collect, but they're not required to.
Right.
Taxes are owed by the buyer always. Now, however, What went on in between is a different story. For example, if they told you, we promise you, you will not pay a dime more than $20,000, and you can prove that, then I'd say, hey, buds, you ought to cough up 600. You knew my bottom line was 20 grand, but I don't think you can prove it, Rick.
You're kind of right. I mean, because the only text I got back from her was that my boss said we can do the 20,000, and looking down through it, everything was for $20,000.
Right.
And that's what I'm just wondering, because I told them, if you cannot do the deal, then we're going to move on.
Right.
And I've stated that in a text message.
No, I understand.
Fine,
and could it be they didn't know about Lakewood City Tax? Could it be?
No, because they asked me, because during that she said, I need your address to figure out the taxes. So I sent them my address in Lakewood.
All right.
And
hey, Rick, listen, man, listen. Yeah. I can see this happening. This happens a lot to people. People don't really know what the transaction is. They rely on the dealer or the merchant. I believe you, but what I'm saying is, while I believe you, and in your mind you had a clear-cut price that you did not want to go a penny above, and I can fully understand that, then you get there to DMV, and it's almost like, well, people, wink, wink, we can get this guy to 20 grand, but let's just leave the city tax off. He'll get slapped with it when he goes to register it. That conversation, it could have taken place, but how do you prove it? That's the problem.
That's it.
So many people say things like this, and you started out the conversation the same way. I made it clear that I would not go over 20 grand.
Right. Okay.
When people say that, I often, you at least really did get a 20 grand deal, except for this one little hang up. I don't know how you would have protected yourself unless you knew which taxes to look out for, because you don't know which ones they leave off. I'll tell you, I wouldn't know each and every little tax for where I lived. I mean, now I do. Yes, you familiarize yourself, but it's difficult. So did you can at least say to them, look, you know that 20 grand was important to me, and you know damn well it was difficult, and I stuck to 20 grand, and now I get popped with this $600 tax. Right. Can you do anything about it? They're not going to, but, I mean, you would hope they would, but maybe you didn't make it clear enough. I don't know. I wasn't there. Rick, it's a different story, totally, than what I thought. You're not that bad off at all. I mean, I thought when you said you financed 20 grand, you did a pretty damn good deal if you got them to what your number was and you did it straight up. But that $600 was a way maybe for them to make up a little.
Oh, well, in my mind, it absolutely was, because I made it very clear, and because I thank the salesperson for trying. Let me know, if when you guys want to make that deal. Because I was willing to continue to look at automobiles, and I stated that, when you're out looking,
right?
I'm like, I'm just starting to look. It was a great car. My daughter loves it. It's still got factory warranty.
Andy Barella is a dealer. I mean, he's in the dealer business. So Andy, the thing about taxes, it can screw up a lot of people. But what do you guys collect?
It can. They'll work to collect all of the taxes for your area. You're right, Tom. There's a number of different areas that you've got to break up and collect. However, you're back in a gray area, though, because whether they did it deliberately, whether it was an accident, you're right back to that. It's not black and white. You just don't know for sure if it was an accident or not.
Because had you known about that $600 tax in the beginning,
deal.
What would have happened is they would have had to go $600 back of their profit,
exactly.
or you wouldn't have done it.
That's correct.
It's maybe they'll do the right thing when you talk to them.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go up there and talk to them and just see, and because I don't know how much clearer that I could have made it, because we kept going back and forth. On a price, and
now it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting if they say, you know what? They're going to say a few things. Either one of a few things. Either we really didn't know about this tax, or, well, we don't recall you saying 20,000 was the bottom line, or they're going to say, we're sorry, we screwed up. I'd like to know which one. Let us know.
And I guess I'm going to find that out.
Let us know. People, I want to say something about car deals. People get screwed all the time on car deals. Not necessarily intentionally. Sometimes they screw themselves. Make sure you get everything in writing. Everything. Everything, everything, everything. Now, this is a guy who thought he had everything in writing. He did. How did he know there was a city tax? So you live and learn, and that's what this show's about. You just heard this experience, so how would you prevent that from happening? One way is to know every single tax you have to pay on a car by checking, and then calculating that tax and doing your negotiating accordingly. That's about the only thing you can do. 303-713-8255.
This report is sponsored by Pete.
Did Mark say for me to call Michael?
It's a tough drive west of town and south of town.
Because he got messages.
Mark, listen.
He got so many messages.
Oh, did he? Well, that's what Tom said. Tom said he thought they were good.
Who?
Michael's. Well, they were. Yeah. Well, I think they still are.
Yeah, they are.
As well. Still quite a few slow spots across town. Got a crash report.
I don't see where they did anything though. Michael.
Look out for wreck northbound University.
No. You know,
I would like to know just behind the scenes why they let him go.
Just got a text from the owner and he was asking.
Okay.
41. Right now, snow, fog, and 32.
There's no issue.
Traffic in weather, LP Black. 30 K-How.
It's the middle of the day and are calling your name. Answer with P3 Portable Protein Pack. Its meat, cheese, and nuts are high in protein to keep you going while you're out and about. Grab the more interesting way to get your protein with P3.
You know, people who call Joe Lazzara, they're either people who made mistakes, they're people who are just out-and-out criminals, or there are people who are falsely accused. Here's the deal. It doesn't matter. You should have a criminal defense attorney if you're charged with a DUI. Or if you're charged with shoplifting or assault or any other crime, Joe Lazzara is there. Now, Joe is not going to sit in judgment. He's going to represent you to make sure your rights are preserved. Again, drinking and driving can be so prevented. Simply get a designated driver or use Uber or Lyft. And Joe, by the way, can be reached 24/7. Just leave a message, 303-429-6200. He's a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need. Joe Lazzara, you can find him on my referral list at referrallist.com. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did it become okay for men to be lazier, softer, fatter? We need to bring the men of this country back to greatness with Ageless Male Max, a patent-pending formula with an ingredient that helps boost your total testosterone, promoting greater increases in muscle size and twice the reduction of body fat percentage than exercise alone. Plus, an amazing 64% increase in
coming down pretty good.
which can be handy in the gym.
You think it was supposed to, right?
Your man
No, it
goes to
wasn't.
the max.
No, we were supposed to get a storm. I was warned about this for 5 days.
But wasn't it just flurries?
I don't know. They said a storm.
Really?
5 days we were being.
79, 79, 79.
Yeah, I remember that.
Finally.
In fact, I thought they were exaggerating.
Testosterone.
Really?
If your results with Ageless Male Max are too intense, please decrease use. For your free bottle, text EASY to 79.
If you're overperforming,
Yeah, that's such bullshit.
please cut back from that.
We don't want to hurt anybody.
Ideal home loan. You heard me say that before. You love to have programs made for you. And they
It's like, do you really think that people believe that? Yeah, we did one with the weight loss. If you're losing too much weight,
they go beyond the approval with credit optimization.
It's like deal and done. If I can't beat a meter beat any bona fide deal, I'll give you the car. Wait, but somebody's gonna walk in and gonna look at it and go, fuck, all right, there you go.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what though, you'd be surprised how many phone calls I get that go, all right, here's the deal, you know, and it's like,
They will
I'm telling you.
free of all lender fees.
unbelievable.
We can't beat that. Here, take it.
There's some people that will fight that battle, buddy.
He's wearing his rings and all that.
Yeah.
Superman cape.
But they hear it. It means it's true. And they believe it like it's gospel.
IdealHomeLoans.com.
When he
Never started
the
the problem
message when Doug
when I was
dealing
younger.
Doug.
If you can't beat a deal, he'll give you a car.
Qualify a deal, buddy.
I can't afford to lose money on it.
Always like, you need to get rid of
There you go.
Gave the jewel a real
Because
chance.
he knows he can
like
beat
that.
him on a fight.
That really works.
Right?
Well, it brings in the idiot.
No, but what is a bona fide? Some dealer would have done it. He could turn around and buy that car for that deal it done good, and then sell it to the guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I got that,
If it's not bona fide, he couldn't do that.
I got that Outrea phone number that they created because of what's going on. Tuesday. So I'm going to send it. I'm not going to be here all day at that funeral, but I'm going to send it to you, Dan, and Suzanne. You guys have everybody should have the number. I'll tell
from sun damage with its added SPF 30 protection. So it treats and protects.
Works for me.
And me too. Purpose Now. Works when you have a cold sore. Works when you don't. Use it directly.
When it comes to vital home services like plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, you want a company you can trust and a company that has qualified people. Plumbline Services fits the bill in all cases. Great value, great knowledge, and people I know you can trust. I've used them in my own home. I've been involved with Plumbline Services for more than 30 years. They give on-time, honest, ethical service, and all prices are quoted up front before work begins. And best of all, there's a 100% satisfaction guarantee. They want you to be elated with everything they do. To tell your friends and neighbors, honest, well-trained, background checked, and drug tested. Give them a call, 303-586-1086, or visit them online at plumblineservices.com. They always follow up to make sure you're happy. And there's no job too big or too small. 303-586-1086.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear a Fox News update at the top of the hour.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talking about.
I got some more scoop on the guy allergic to work. I just called the owner.
Well, did the guy give us permission to talk?
Which guy?
The owner.
Well, I'll shut it off when I tell you.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK.
Wink and Wink are bankruptcy attorneys. You know, you heard me say I hope you never need Lazara. I hope you never need Wink and Wink. But they can stop foreclosures in a Chapter 13 under most circumstances. And some people need to do that. Some people do that, and then it helps them save their home, and you have a payment plan from 3 to 5 years to pay back your bills. And their arrearage is tacked on and cannot be penalized. So that's 303-410-1720. And that's winkandwink.com. All right. Let's talk. I'm taking you in the order you came in. I'm going to take you very quickly here. Let's rip through these. Mary, what's happening, Mary?
Hi, Tom. I had headlight go out today with this terrible weather. And
what, do you have the new headlamps? The the LEDs?
No, this is a 2011 Mazda CX-9. And I've only had it a little over a year, and I don't know where I should try to find.
Well, first of all, we know a dealer. We know a dealer.
Yeah.
And then online, if you go to Amazon and you put in the model or the make, you can almost always find sources, or you just Google it. It's so remarkable. I mean, it's that simple. Have you ever tried it?
Well, no, because I'm in the car and it just run out, and with this bad weather, I would really like to get it.
And if you went to if they go to Pro Auto Care or Kimmer Transmission or Colorado Springs, okay, they pull in and they say my headlamp's out. What do you guys do? You don't stock them. What do you do? What would you do if somebody said you'd order it for them if they wanted you to, right?
Yeah, we'd source aftermarket or we'd source dealer wherever it's going to be a good deal and get it done.
You go on the internet, right? Or do you have suppliers ready?
Generally, we got suppliers in the area. We can get it done.
Oh, okay.
We stock it, typically.
Well, no, not on a 2011, really.
The bulb or the actual assembly?
Well, what are they?
Well, she just needs a bulb.
Yeah.
I just need a bulb.
Well, when do you have to do the whole lamp, and when do you do just
when you
the bulb?
crack the lens or something like that. That's the glass portion.
But are they all? So they're not all one assembly anymore.
Depending on the model, some of them come as a complete bezel and headlamp assembly, but most of them you just change a bulb.
Yeah, so you may be able to get that done at a local place.
Okay, because I'm not too far from the Pro Auto Care that's east. I don't know exactly
Well,
where
there's
it is.
nothing wrong with trying. They won't charge you to try.
No, we'll check it out for you and just do it. They're a little tricky on some of those to get to. That's the problem.
And no matter what, if they can't do it, there's no charge, and they'll give you the bulb number.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, because my previous car was a Cadillac FRX, and you had to pull the front end, which meant $100+ dollars.
Oh,
yeah.
come on.
Yes, sir.
There was a lot of work. Wow, I didn't know that.
Bizarre. There are cars you got to pull batteries out, air
Holy
boxes
crap.
out just to get the light.
Julie, what's going on, Julie?
I need a car, Tom. My car caught on fire yesterday, and the wires burned. The battery melted down.
Why did it catch on fire?
I don't know. It just started making a funny noise, and it wouldn't turn off. Every time I tried to turn it off, it would make a loud noise. And
What year is that? What year was that car?
A '99 Toyota Camry.
Oh, a '99. That's pretty old. And and how many miles on it?
About 164.
Wow. So did you have it a long time?
I had it over a year.
Oh, you didn't have it that long at all.
No,
so you bought.
no.
Oh man, I hope you didn't pay too much for that.
No, I actually paid, I think, $1,200 for it.
Okay, so what are you looking for?
I'm just want a used good car that'll get me and my grandson
Okay,
around.
did you hear our discussion with that young woman who wanted one for her daughter for college?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the same thing. You're not going to find a good, decent car for around $5,000 unless there is someone who's selling it privately, and
That's what I'm looking for.
And they'll do you a great, great deal. But you got to be careful. Don't buy anything with over 100,000 miles on it.
No.
Nope. Well, you saw what that does.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a dependable car, what is your budget?
I only have $2,000 saved up. But that's why I just need to buy a used car, maybe from a private owner.
But you're not going to get, for $2,000, you won't get anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Julie, I'm being straight with you here. You'll throw that money away.
You'll be lucky if it starts and runs.
Right. Now, have you ever... Okay, we just saw online, okay, $2,500 down on a lease. What was it, a 4-year lease? Just roughly, a 3-year lease, $2,500 down. And you might be able to find something better on a Hyundai Elantra. Listen,
I don't have good credit at all.
Oh, okay, then you won't get it. But it was only $98 a month. I mean, how do you beat with a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty? Okay, you don't have good credit. You are prime for getting ripped off. You're not going to find... okay, rather than lie to you, I'm going to tell you, unless someone wants to literally gift something to you for a couple grand, in other words, saying, look, this is worth 6 or 7, I'll let you have it for 2, you're not going to find a car under normal circumstances for $2,000. You won't find one. And even if you think you do, it's throwing that money away. It will be temporary at best. It will be. I mean, there's just no way around it. I wish I could tell you something. If you only have $2,000, Julie, you can't buy a car. So here's what I will do for you. I will ask anyone who may have a used car. And Julie, even then, we're going to get it checked out. You cannot buy one without getting it checked. If there's anyone that has a used car that can take $2,000, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Let us know. You write to us, and I'm going to have them write to us, help@troubleshooter.com. If there's a private owner out there, and they can pay a couple grand for a car, help@troubleshooter.com. You know, every year, you know, Willie B gives away cars. We gave away just a couple. He gives away a lot of them. But we give away a couple, and we don't have any, I don't think, right now, do we? What do we have?
We have one that's a stick shift.
Yeah, that's bad. That's the one we can't place with anyone because they don't know how to drive stick.
I do.
How?
Yeah, there you piece of cake.
Wait, do you truly know how to drive it?
Yes, I learned when I was 16 years old.
And this is for your grandson?
No, for me, and I'm raising my grandson.
And you have a driver's license?
Yes, I'm 59 years old.
Julie,
well, look at this. Things are turning.
You know, when you said you're raising your grandson, that piqued our interest because we love helping people who need help. Why are you raising your grandson?
because his mother went to prison for drug addiction.
Have we talked to you
got her in
before?
trouble. I talked to you about the Raleigh house for her, and she ended up going to prison.
You know what? You're right. We did have a conversation. Now I remember. Okay, here's the deal then. Well, let's get your information. Maybe we can place this car with you.
Okay.
All right, hold on. 303-713-8255. Okay, we have a lot to talk about right after this.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Dan Kaplis afternoons at 4, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business Network, stocks are higher in afternoon trading, with investors brushing off shutdown fears and are now optimistic about trade negotiations between the U.S. and China, with trade-sensitive stocks like Boeing and Caterpillar among the Dow leaders today. And shares of Tiffany are higher and up over 5.5%, despite its sales slipping in the holiday season as shoppers and Chinese tourists spent less on its bling. However, the luxury jeweler says it's planning new product launches this year. A store expense.
That was off the air, just let you know.
So that stick shift car isn't the one that I had, is it?
No, okay. No, this is a nice little car. It's up in Sheridan. Nice little car.
Oh, so that's the one I had, wasn't it?
You made it sound like that, though. It's got some paint peeling off.
Did he just do it?
You got it?
He got it.
There you go.
It's a moment. This is going to be a good year.
It was the first time.
That's the first time in 3 years I've done it.
I just wanted to make sure because that car's already gone, so.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure you weren't off.
Well, that could work out for it. My big thing, I wasn't even. How'd your Camry
Was that a
catch on
donated
fire?
car? Or what was that?
Yeah, we donated a car. The last time I brought it up, you had a family that moved here from Florida and needed to be able to sit like 6 or something like that.
Yeah, I remember.
And then it turned out the guy didn't have a driver's license.
Oh, you don't know how many of those we got.
Yeah, but this would have been perfect.
Oh,
as long as you got a couple of little people, it would seat 7.
Right.
So.
Well, think about it on that car, though. Car catching on fire. What's it take for a car to catch on fire? That's either electrical meltdown, fuel just pour all over and steam.
Yeah,
That is spark that ain't going on.
Pretty unusual.
Very unusual.
Well, ill-maintained car.
Well, yeah, battery that has been clamped down, moving all over, and then positive burnt goes to ground. Lights
Starts playing Arky Sparky into the hood.
Yeah, that's typical.
We're having a hard time giving away that stick shift. There's a lot of people.
There's too many people. There was a couple of years ago down in Colorado Springs, carjacker got thwarted because he yanked the guy out of the car. It was a stick shift. He couldn't drive away. Cops ended up catching him real quick.
Answer with P3 Portable Protein Pack. Its meat, cheese, and nuts are high in protein.
Funny, when you get older, I have no desire to drive a stick shift. Neither do I. I know. I totally agree. The car I had when I was a kid was a stick shift.
Yeah, that's all we wanted.
And they were cool, but...
Art of Granite is something I want to tell you about. I said, no, yes, sir. Art of Granite for a beautiful kitchen, for countertops and cabinets. And if you're looking for a price, he'll give you one on the phone if you have a pretty good idea of what you want, of course. And then you can go to the showroom in Golden and pick out the specifics, the edges, the stone. He's a direct stone importer, and he knows how to price it. He doesn't charge for tear out and haul away. He doesn't charge for the bathroom when you have the kitchen done. He only charges for the fabrication and installation. And then there's a small markup on cabinets. You're dealing with someone who believes in value, and he's proud of the price. Give him a call and get a price on the phone for your project, and it'll be really close to the final thing, especially when you go out to the showroom and pick the actual materials. Now, he charges only wholesale for materials, and it's a great deal. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net.
Presenting the first ever podcast award presented by Capital One. Best crime podcast, comedy, history, sports, bingeable, and our first ever podcast of the year award, 2019 iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. Don't miss it. Watch the live video stream tonight at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on iHeartRadio's Twitter. Brought to you by Capital One. We've reimagined banking with inviting cafes and one of the nation's best savings rates. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas.
pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over. I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out. No matter what I did, it never went away.
Mark and Suzanne are texting that they're part of the show here.
Really specific about my symptoms.
Says Jeff Ick looks thin on the camera. Andy looks intelligent. Dan looks funny, and Al looks tall. They're having a good time. Love the
nothing like day drinking.
Love the flannel times.
Love the flannel.
Because then it goes, where is a sexy husband and wife team? That's awesome.
To break it down for your doctor and get
Who's that team?
about the severity of your symptoms. Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
FAST is the nation's largest gig speed network. Beyond FAST is starting the new year right. Switch to Comcast Business and get any internet speed and add voice for
Well, for all those smart Alex that are writing in those comments, I do have a face for it.
Post a response. Go ahead, Al.
Oh, the people vocalize to the customers that come in. They go and talk about everybody in the show. You know that? Mark can be a real jerk. Hey, Tom? Man, there are some times, man, I wish I could just call it. I think, well, do it.
That's what Pete Richards, right? Where Tom usually
coming
wears
back.
one. No, where's your mask? I could swear Tom usually wears one. That's YouTube. I gotta send you a couple emails of this guy. Somebody called in.
Before you have your transmission rebuilt, repair or replace, take it to Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. They have
See,
the best
you answer all your
offer in
reviews.
the business. They will beat any transmission estimates. Any legit shop by 10% or $250.
And I didn't see one saying that, hey, they were a child molester.
Yeah. No, we don't answer like that. You try to be smart with that stuff. We get good rating. We got 4.4 at the Denver, 4.6 at
Denver's Talk
the
Station, 630 KHOW.
on Google. So my wife gives me a 5.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, now let's go to the phones and see, oh yeah, Dan. Dan, what's happening?
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I had a question about an apartment rental.
Okay.
My daughter is moving to Oklahoma City.
Your granddaughter, her daughter? Your great-granddaughter?
No, my granddaughter, who is also my daughter, because we raised her from...
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
We raised her from an infant.
Gotcha.
Anyway, she's moving to Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And last month, she signed a contract for an apartment. She got the apartment, the specific apartment they were going to be moving into. And then she got a call earlier this week that the people who had moved out, who said they were moving out, they said they were moving out, that made the apartment available. They changed the manager said, well, these people changed their mind and decided not to move.
Oh,
so
wow. Wait a minute.
No longer.
Wait a minute. She signed all the paperwork?
Yeah.
And they signed it?
Yeah.
Well, no.
And then they called her and said,
hold on. Wait.
not to move.
Wait. Did she put money down?
I think she did, but I'm not sure. She's not here right now.
Well, listen, here's what you need, okay? An offer, acceptance, consideration, and a memorialization. In other words, proving it. So, I don't believe she has a copy of it signed. You said yes, and you hesitated a half a second.
Well,
I believe they sent it to her to sign. But
no, she went out there.
Okay, so she has a copy of a signed lease?
I believe so.
Okay, if she has a copy of a signed lease, then she can go after them for damages.
Yeah, they're trying to put her into a different apartment, and
well, if it's a different apartment, hold on. If there's no loss, then there's no problem. What would be wrong with a different apartment? You didn't tell me that part till now.
Well, they're putting into a different one, but they're not sure what the apartment number is yet.
Well, okay. Well, then we don't know we have a problem. Let me explain this to you.
Let
me explain this to you. Well, they can't do that. If she has a signed contract for an apartment, and it's signed, and everything else is there, and she put money down, then she has a lease. She can fight to have it enforced. If the people decided not to move out, they have to put her in another apartment that's comparable, but they can't charge her more money. Okay, that's just common sense. If she has a signed lease. So you get us a copy of a signed lease, and we will start making phone calls to that landlord. Now, if they get her another apartment, fine, but they can't just say, now you got to pay more money. I mean, that's not fair.
What they're doing, they're moving her to a different apartment, and it's going to be about $100 a month more.
Well, they can't do that.
Well, I think they're trying to do that because she's in Colorado. She's moving to Oklahoma City.
Right, exactly. They're trying to do it because they think they can. But that doesn't mean she has less rights. So get us a copy of the signed lease, okay?
All right.
It has to have their signatures on it accepting it. Now, because that's BS. I mean, that's BS. And she can sue them.
Oh,
and she can sue them for damages. I mean, I don't know where they get off doing this. Here's the problem. You want to hear the problem? In my heart of hearts, I know they didn't sign it because they don't normally do it until... But landlords are sneaky bastards, and they don't sign them right away for that reason. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Bill's got a car battery question. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Bill. What's happening?
Hey, who makes a good car battery that for a vehicle that just sits most of the time?
Okay, you know what? The question is who makes a good car battery. They're deep cycle. No, they're not deep cycle. That's the problem. They're not made to sit. No car is made to, no deep cycle battery is made to sit. The good news is they charge quickly, and you can charge them several times. That's the good news. And a lot of people say, what if I keep it on a trickle charge? Do you know this? If you're going to keep a battery over a very long period of time in the vehicle, and it's going to be idle for a long period of time, the battery maintainer does more harm than letting it discharge and sit there idle.
Yeah, I got a battery maintainer. I'm going to put it on when I get a new battery. Because I think I called a couple of weeks ago.
You didn't even hear what I said. If you're letting that car sit for a very long time, like a year, a battery maintainer is worse for it than letting...
No, I try to start it at least once a month.
Okay.
You know, it's... You know, right now it's a fairly new Sears diehard, but it doesn't hold a charge.
How long have you had it?
The battery?
Yeah.
It's less than 2 years old.
Oh, that should be holding a charge.
Well, it doesn't.
Well,
it's the battery, because Sears is garbage anymore.
It could be the battery, but it also could be a parasitic draw.
Yeah, I've owned the truck since new. It's a 1994. I've only got 94,000 miles on it. And the reason why the mileage is so low, because I never drove it all the time.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't have a parasitic drain. It doesn't have things that stay on.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
you know?
Most of them do nowadays. But here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. Any good battery will do. But there are none of them made to sit. None of them. And maintainers are good if you have a car on the ready and you keep it running. But if you're going to pickle a car and let it sit for a year or more, do not maintain the battery. It cooks it. The batteries are made to be drained and charged. Those kinds of batteries are made to do that. Deep cycles are not. So it depends on what you're doing it for. Rochelle, what's happening?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
So, a couple of months ago, I was forced to be in an HR investigation that I did not want to be part of.
What for?
It was something going on in our department, and
they wanted you to help them?
Correct.
Okay.
And I was very clear about not wanting to be part of it, but I was told it was not voluntary. I had to answer their question.
Well, you know, it depends. I mean, you don't have to. You can leave your job.
Right. Well,
okay.
That was the option, which I didn't care to leave.
I get you. Then it was not optional. And what happened?
So the results I personally found to be a bit of a joke.
What were they investigating, if you can be more specific? What were they investigating? Theft?
No, it was not theft.
What was it? Harassment?
It was harassment.
Okay. Yeah. And what were the results?
So we don't ever get to know the results.
Oh.
But we're told that an investigation took place.
Oh, okay.
And that's all we get to know. However,
did you know who they were investigating?
No, we're not told that either. We're just asked varying questions amongst varying people. And
weird.
So it was very strange.
Okay.
However, in the past, I have had issues with sexual harassment in this same environment. And so this morning I called because I wanted to see my HR file. And I was told they could not give me a copy of it.
Well, it's theirs.
Right, but, that's what I'm wondering is, can I see what's in it? Do I have a right to see what's in it?
Not unless they let you. I mean, it's their property.
Okay.
It's not a medical bill. It's not a medical report. It's different.
No.
Now, you could make an issue if there was a lawsuit and you believe it had something to do with inaccuracies in your file or something like that. You could subpoena those, but it's called discovery. But under normal circumstances, they can certainly tell you, no, we don't want you to see it. It's our property.
Okay, so
Now, I'm not sure. Now, listen, are you asking me if there's a law? I don't know. I've never heard of one.
I'm wondering if there's a Colorado state law that, because they said...
We can find out. We can ask an attorney. I've never heard of one, and I know that private property has been discussed before when it comes to employee stuff, and a lot of people think they have a right to stuff they don't. And one of them, we did have cases in the past where people wanted to look at their file or the notes, and they couldn't unless it was involved in a lawsuit. But if see if you can get a quick answer here quickly from one of our employment people.
I'll give it a try.
On whether or not you have a right to see your employment file. 303-713-8255.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Packs, the more interesting way to get your protein.
The snows have fallen throughout the metro area.
John Davis is?
New Colorado law requires employee access to personnel file.
What's that?
It says new Colorado law requires employee access to personnel file.
What year?
2016, Hickenlooper signed law, House Bill 16-1432.
Okay. It's what? House Bill what?
16-1432.
So it's new.
Yeah, effective January 1st, 2007. That's pretty cool.
That's interesting. Hold on.
Law employees to access for at least once annually.
Okay, cool. Let's tell her that.
Wow.
You're
quick.
Hold on, personnel file.
I didn't even go to Google.
You and Google are so smart.
No, this is good.
It's very good.
Together, you guys were intelligent.
Yeah, well,
Other
I
than
want to see
we're leading
the text. Oh, this is good. We even have the text.
How's it looking, Al?
Oh, dude, it almost... No, it didn't stop. All right, now it's
I know, that's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But it must have warmed up.
There's another search that you guys heard. Duck, what is it? Duck. Some duck. I've heard of Duck. What is it? Duck. What is it? It's a search engine, and they say they don't keep their like Google. I've heard of something like that. So DuckDuckGo. It's another search engine, and they say they beat Google because they don't track everybody's responses. So it's called DuckDuckGo.
So would you drive up there?
My truck, thank goodness. I left the car home.
4-way? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What is it?
New Dodge 17.
Well, me and Jeff with our Chevy.
Let's go. They pull you out?
Almost a power of rare.
There you go.
You see the snowman down in Kentucky, the 9-foot snowman, so we decided we were going to run it over. Kids and family made this big old snowman out front of the house. They're gone, so we decided to stick our truck and run through the snowman. We didn't realize they built it on a stump.
Okay, guys.
I like it.
Oh, I got to see that.
Gotcha.
It's good.
You know, there is a safe conservative investment that's not a qualified plan, so you don't have all the requirements of a 401k or an IRA. With this, you can put as much money as you want away, and it grows tax-free. You can borrow from it tax-free. You can use it to supplement Social Security tax-free, and life insurance is part of it, but you're not investing in life insurance. It is just a cash account. It's a wonderful deal. 303-779-6600. BecomeTheBanker.info.
Homeownership has gotten a lot more affordable in recent months. More than really. If you
I hope she's still on. I want to talk. I did not know that, and you know what? I didn't keep track of that that recent file. I usually get emails on all the changes.
Oh, really?
Well, I get the emails from the legislature, from the, and I get them at the beginning of the year on the new laws coming into effect. I don't recall that, and I usually don't forget.
So it actually, it was 2 years ago it was passed.
I know.
Oh, it came into effect. So
On the 7th, on 2017.
January 1st, 2017.
Interesting.
And you will never pay upfront fees, unlike
That's odd for a state where you're at will and there's no other rights. That's an odd right to have.
And rates are low. Call 303.
I wonder if somebody's thinking to go drive up and someone to go hit a snowman on somebody's house. They built this around a stump.
They hit it with their car.
Yeah, they're so they're gonna run through it.
It's a pretty damn big
But now they're going to probably sue the person.
They don't even know who it is. The people said they weren't, because they did property damage too, because they went on the property to do it.
No, you're saying the guy who hit the
Well, yeah, but but the homeowner.
He'd probably say you shouldn't have done that. You misled us. Yeah, you misled us.
But
what is it called? An attractive nuisance.
With RL?
Not attractive nuisance. Something, with trampolines and stuff. What are they
it's
called?
an attractive nuisance. That's right.
Where you you get in trouble for having it because they're saying you attracted them.
Oh, and if you didn't have a fence to keep them out or something.
Yeah, because the snowman encourages you to drive your car onto my yard.
You build a snowman, you should realize people want to run it over. So everybody's going to run it over.
But yeah, they asked the homeowner, so are you going to call it, contact police? Pretty much the damage they probably did in their car. They learned no less.
You can hear the Sean Hannity Show.
That's all. When my friend says there's something I need to talk to you about, it's usually they want to borrow money.
Talk to you after the show, Tom. Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? We found a law. Rochelle, Deputy Dan went digging. You remember I said, I don't know if it's a law, I never heard of it. But guess what? There's a recent law. And it went into effect in 2017. And I actually don't recall this. And I usually am up on this. Listen to what it says. Every employee shall have at least annual access to their file. Now, you should get a copy of this and read it.
So that's an actual physical, like I can have a copy of it?
Well, hold
or
on, let's see. Hold on. It says, shall permit employee to inspect and obtain a copy. So here's what you do. Of any part of his or own personnel file or files at the employer's office and at a time convenient to both the employer and the employee. A former employee may make one inspection of his or her personnel file after termination of employment. An employer may restrict the employee's or former employee's access to his or her files to be only in the presence of a person responsible. Okay, in other words, you don't get to get it alone. Somebody supervises you, right? But you can get a copy of it.
Okay, so I can have a copy because I was told.
Yes, you can. The employer,
do it in the presence of HR, but I cannot have
I'm really happy
copy.
I found it because before this, you had no right to it. It was private property. The employer or another employee designated by the employer may require the employee or former employee to pay a reasonable cost of duplication of documents, and that's reasonable. Don't let them get stupid. Here, I'll give you this, and then you tell them that you researched it. Well, you did. You called us and we researched it. So it is HB. That's a bill, by the way. When it becomes law, it becomes known as a law. I don't know the actual law that it became. But it did become law. HB 16-1432. So it's going to be a CRS now, but I don't know which one it is.
Okay, so I'm looking for a CRS that's related.
Yeah,
to
but it doesn't matter if you tell them.
16.
HB 16-1432 became effective January 1st, 2017.
Okay, all right, I will do that.
Let us know what happens. Really?
Thank you for your help.
All right, Rochelle. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
We got to follow up on LED lights. I don't remember quite what we're calling about, John. What were you calling about 6 months ago?
Hey, Tom, I called you about 6 months ago. My LED tail light in my Yukon went out, and it's not a bulb. You have to replace the whole unit at $600 through the dealership. So we were debating. I asked you if you had anyone local, and there's nobody, but I want to tell everybody I found a service on eBay that for $120 the guy will fix it and ship it back to you.
I seem to remember this now. But didn't you tell us, hold on, didn't you tell us before that you had found him and I asked you if you get it fixed, let us know?
Yeah, I did get it fixed and it was awesome. Of course, GM says it voids the warranty because he has to open the light. But it's irrelevant because he gives you a lifetime warranty. And my passenger tail light went out this morning. So
what does he charge?
He charges either $75 and then you have to pay for shipping to get it down to him, or he has a exchange, almost like a core program, where you can buy one from him for $240, and then when you put it in and send him back your defective one, he refunds $120, and then he just uses that for the next customer.
How ridiculous is it that they went out to begin with? LEDs, why are they going out so soon?
Apparently the wiring that they used is it's not very thick, and so that ribbon of LEDs breaks because the cold weather in Colorado is what I was told. And so when it breaks, it doesn't transmit LEDs through the rest of the series, and so the only way
cool that you
so they won't fix it at GM. They'll sell you a new one for $600 to $800, and it's not warranted if it's out of the 36,000 miles.
That is so cool. Thank you. Give us the name.
His name on eBay is Red Sea, but if you just Google eBay, or if you just Google Yukon or Chevy taillight repair LED, it'll bring it up on eBay.
Cool.
And I'm telling you, if you have a Yukon or you have a GMC, they're going to go out.
Cool. Thank you. Rod, what's going on with you, Rod?
Yeah, Tom, just got a question. Selling a house, home inspector came in, did what we needed to do there, getting it appraised, and the appraiser has come back saying that we need to take care of some chipping paint around some window sills and then a little bit of rotting siding down low before they will release the appraisal. Does that sound right?
That sounds like I've never heard of such a thing. I've never heard of such a thing.
I haven't either.
I mean, this is crazy. I mean, what right do they have to say you got to do this first? I do not understand this. Who hired that appraiser?
Well, I'm guessing the buyers or the realtor.
All right, we got to get you back on. Listen, we got to get you back on to discuss this and try to get a hold of them. I'm Tom Martino. Save all your problems for me.
I've never heard of
Yeah. He's a house inspector that does appraisals.
Yeah.
While he's a realtor.
Get a little money on the side.
I don't think so, do you?
No, there's no way. That is
that can't be.
far-fetched, man, don't you think?
It's insidious. You like that word?
Insidious is a very good word.
It's a good word.